Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ReelQuick, episode 203, the highly requested, highly awaited Invincible special. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I, of course, have my beautiful co-host, Mr. Cam Walsh, 27, by my side. And we also have three gorgeous, intelligent, very questionable gentlemen joining us as guests today, Mr. SammyJReacts, Mr. Alex Coleman, and the man himself, Supes. All right, we are doing. Welcome, gentlemen. How are we doing? I'll be a polite host. How's everyone doing today?
Locked in.
Yo, who am I?
I have no idea.
Speed, is that the speed?
Battle Beast.
Oh! I thought he was doing.
My bad for sure. Not locked in right now. I will.
Slop trivia is crazy. My slop.
All right. As we said, we are back for the Invincible special. It is Sunday today, so happy Sunday to everyone. I hope this episode is a fantastic start to everyone's week. Hopefully you're watching on Sunday or Monday. If you are watching on Monday, enjoy your work week. Enjoy your week of school classes. Who gives a fuck? Shout out to all of our executive producers, Mr. Stefan Johnson, Alex Kephart, and Cody Whitney. And shout out to all of our patrons. But let's just we're getting right into it. We're all very excited right now. We're bringing the fellas back for another yap session on the latest comic book project that luckily we're all enjoying and all loving enough to, come on this pod and yap for 2 hours straight. So we'll kind of just go the way we usually do these things, spoiler free talk, and then we'll kind of go episode by episode breaking it down. But let's start spoiler free. Alex, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Invincible Season 3? And also, just how are you doing? Welcome to the podcast again.
That felt like the popcorn read session in high school when they call you to read and you're not prepared. I'd like to say, over under 3 hours here? I don't know. That's the question I asked.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Over under 35.
I'm taking the over on that.
35 total.
We got the ACC championship. I need to go to bed.
I will say when I broke down every episode, I kept it short. So as we're going along, if I missed anything big that you guys want to talk about, just interrupt me. All right, interrupt me.
We always
call me out. All right, because I may have forgotten stuff here and there. So, but back to Alex. How you doing, dude?
But yeah, doing fantastic, alive and well. Got a pedicure today. Shout out to my toes. I also
do you do that often? You send pictures quite often of
all the time.
Yeah. Yo, that's crazy. Why are you a pedicure guy?
For free?
I played football, aka soccer.
For free?
Life. My toes are literally they look like a nuclear fallout. They look horrible, so I have to maintain them. One of them is black and blue right now. It's disgusting. But yeah, rewatched Invincible Season 1. We're on Season 2 now. But I also rewatched the finale of this season. And wow.
I rewatched the finale.
Wow, it's emotional, man.
I rewatched it too.
It's one of the peakiest of peaks I've ever seen peak, honestly. And yeah, this show's amazing. I love it dearly. If they need an extra to die to one of the Viltrumites in the future season, just let me know. I can throw on a mean scream. But yeah, happy to just yap. Let's get greedy.
Hell yeah, dudes. Sammy, how you doing? Thoughts on Season 3 of Invincible?
I'm doing good. Gonna be a dad soon, so
Yeah.
Woo! This shit kind of hit. But outside of that, I'm just so child title card. I'm just happy to be alive, living through this moment of Invincible. I don't think we realize that we're witnessing generational television right now. Our kids are going to be talking about this for seasons to come, generations to come. I think Invincible Season 3 is up there with not just some of the greatest superhero television shows of all time. It's up there with some of the greatest television shows in general of all time.
Do you want to call out a television show? Do you want to call out and say
I don't want to call out a television show. I'm just saying it deserves to be in that conversation. And we're going to open up a dialogue today.
That's our answer. I respect it.
Trust me, we will open up a dialogue on where Season 3 and the show as a whole is sitting right now on our comic book TV show tier list.
Of greats,
W. I just need to say one more thing. Adam Eve's the GOAT. Adam Eve's the GOAT.
She's the GOAT. Sammy, you could say as many things as you want on this podcast. That's why we're here. We're here to enjoy.
I think she's legal. Let me stop. Continue.
Dog.
Definitely is. But
I had to say it.
No one was
Dude, they're in college. They're in college. They were past college.
All right. Moving on. Supes.
Technically skip college. Wait. No.
But yeah, outside of that, Invincible is just like occupying my entire headspace right now. That's all I can think about. I just bought the compendium. They only had volume 3. They only had volume 3.
Start at the back and read the opposite way.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I did get one where Adam Eve is. I'm not going to say that on the podcast. Actually, I'm going to get doxxed. But she looks.
The people drawing went crazy.
Say that again. She looks fantastic. Say it again. Fantastic.
Supes, what's going on, man?
I mean, to piggyback off of these guys, peakiest of peak. I'm just great. This is one of those shows where, especially coming off of that season 3 finale, you're just grateful to be alive to experience something like this.
Real.
And to be here, because we're all going to look back on this show and just be like, dude, you just had to be there when this happened, when this episode aired, when Twitter was going crazy, social media was going crazy, everyone was reacting to the episode. Season 3 topped season 1 for me, and for me, it's already number 2 on my all-time like superhero TV show ranking, right behind Netflix Daredevil.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Goodbye.
It's number 2 for me on the list right now, and I'm sure as the show progresses, it will eventually become number 1 because they've just taken so much of the comic story and even improved on it. But yeah, man, just grateful to fucking be witnessing shit like this.
Language
excites us, you know.
Swearing doesn't make you cool.
Swearing doesn't make you cool.
I got you, Cam. I'll get you, Cam. Let's go.
Let's go. We're all
dialed in. A couple let's goes. Come on, man. I need to get hyped up. I just came back from a birthday party, and I'm just itching to just.
I'm itching to do it again.
I'm just itching to do something.
When you get a random quote.
It was the Invincible or the. Did he really just say language? But we're not.
Let's go kill that son of a bitch. I'm rewatching the MCU right now, so my quotes are on point right now.
I love it.
That's
take it the boss did.
It's just it is so.
One of my favorite
fun.
Like underrated quotes. Of course, I take it the maw is dead. But I also love Sokovia is going for a ride. That's like my favorite quote from that from the MCU. Sorry, George, continue.
No, it's your turn. I was just going to pass it over to you for the spoiler.
Great week. I haven't been on the pod in like 3 weeks. I've been working like nonstop, but it's been I'm glad to not be working anymore. Invincible's fantastic. I'm struggling. I think the comic's better than the show. We'll start off there. And so I'm struggling if I want to keep reading. So I think I'm through like season 4 in the comic. I think I'm probably through maybe halfway through season 4. I got past this season. And so I'm struggling if I want to continue or not, because I do think the comic is better. And I feel like I'm missing out on like experiencing it for the first time, like I did the first 2 seasons. And that felt really good, but also experiencing it in the comic is great. So I'm struggling there, but great show. I still like season 1 over my rankings 1, 3, 2. I like season 1. Comic book TV show rankings. I think this is 1 for me. Daredevil's up there.
What about the
like
boys?
Peacemaker, obviously. Shout out. Ready? Here's something. Shout out CW's Arrow. I was huge into Arrow back in the day. That's top 5 from a personal standpoint. Shout out CW's Arrow. Batman show.
It was a Batman show.
Stephen Amell.
Oh,
I was
no,
a big
the day
Arrow
where
guy.
the CW gets a shout out on the ReelTok podcast.
Shout out to CW's Arrow. I was huge into Arrow back in the day.
Nice.
Great show. Great show.
I mean, I'm in line with all of you guys. I love the show. It's top tier. It's S tier. I got a few comic book shows in that S tier. And Invincible is certainly there, right alongside Daredevil, The Boys, Batman animated series, even the Penguin. Now I would throw up in that S tier. In terms of Penguin's fantastic. Invincible's right there. I don't know how I'd rank the seasons. I think they've all been really fucking fantastic seasons of television. So any given day, it could be interchangeable. Right now, probably 3 would be my number 1 just because it's so fresh in my head. And those last 2 episodes are just replaying over and over in my mind right now. But yeah, this was such an electric fucking season of television. So many just jaw-dropping moments. Yeah.
My favorite part of this season is that all of a sudden Seth just started watching Invincible randomly and texted us.
Dude,
Seth texted me randomly and was like, "That episode 1 reveal was insane." I'm like, man, if I could go back.
A picture of Battle Beast, and I was like,
send me a picture. Dude,
let's go.
That's how I knew we had him, because he sent each of us individually like a picture or like a moment. He sent me the Mauler twins getting uppercutted to death, and I was like, oh no, that was season 3. I forgot what he sent me the first time, but he was on season 3. He was like, then he sent me when the Mauler twins got uppercutted because he loves the Mauler twins, and he was like, no.
He binged that shit so fast. He passed me. He watched episode 7 and 8 before I did. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, that's more crazy on you for not keeping up right away.
Yeah, that's on me for sure.
By the way, I just found out who's in Paris. Seth is in Paris. So there's your answer. Whenever anyone asks you who was in Paris.
Yo.
My brain was like, where's Sammy going?
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing right now?
Dude, we all went to
Supes, I love your dog. Bro. We'll change that subject. Supes, I love your dog. Shout out Thor.
Oh, dude, yeah, the boys are here. They're fucking tuned in. Look at him.
Is that Battle
Beast? They're locked in.
Oh,
they're locked in.
Wait, I thought so. One of them's Thor, right? What's the other one's name?
This is Coda. This is Thor.
Okay, cool. Love it.
How do you tell them apart?
I mean
they look
one has like a skinnier face, and another one has like a bigger head.
Change that bigger head to Battle Beast.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to get into this. I feel like that was the quickest we've ever done like an intro. Do we need more quotes? Do we need more nonsense? I
feel like we already know. We're all universally aligned.
Very good. Great show.
If you haven't seen one. Yeah, one of Supes' 37 TikTok videos, one of Sammy's 14 TikTok
watched
videos,
the episode and just posted it on TikTok.
One of Alex's 18 TikTok videos. You know our thoughts on this show already.
If you didn't, I'd be surprised. Like the amount of
dude, honestly, I feel like we should have just opened about like how depressing life is going to be without this show. More so.
I've already got to wait. Don't even talk to me.
Year.
I mean,
I was thinking about this.
I had to rewatch the show. That's how bad it's been. I literally had to go back and rewatch the show because I'm like,
the compendiums aren't enough. I need to shake everyone's hand individually that made the show.
Let me shake your hand.
Let me shake your hand.
Let me shake your hand. Me to Robert Kirkman.
Like I need them.
Crazy.
It's so crazy to me that we got season 1 in 2021 and then didn't see season 2 till 24, and now we have seasons 3 within like 18 months. I can't believe we waited that long.
Really?
Did y'all watch? Did y'all watch like season 1 when it was coming out?
Yeah.
So I will admit I was out on Invincible, and my friend told me for like a year. So in like 2022 is when I finally like watched it. So good. And I was like, dude, this is the best show ever. But
I'll say this, it took me a while to get into it. It took me a while to get into it, Cam. Like I remember I started it. I wasn't keeping up with it week to week. But I think what episode was it?
Really? Even
after
that?
I mean, obviously, how was it not finale?
Yeah.
I mean, it hooked me, but I'm just saying, I was kind of like, is this really going to be something that I love? But then obviously, as the one and all, I was like, yeah, no.
I will say, I love that we have. I feel like we've had 4 solid comic book TV shows back to back, where like everyone's locked in week to week. The Penguin, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Invincible. Like all 4 of those.
And X-Men 97. Agatha all along.
X-Men 97.
X-Men 97. Yeah.
X-Men 97. Yeah, we've had a great run. Yeah, we've had a really good run.
And
everyone and the boys.
The shows have been holding us down more than the movies.
It's crazy.
Way more.
Facts.
Yeah, that's real, Supes.
Yeah,
the shows are
we've
better
been
than movies right now.
All right.
Yeah,
let's get into spoiler stuff. Like we usually do, we'll go episode by episode, and we'll shoot our shit. I'll do a rundown of the episode, and then I'll just open the floor, and we'll kind of go from there. Let's do this though. I know we usually, sometimes we'll be in like episodes 1 and 2, and we'll move and just randomly start talking about something that happened in episode like 7 or 8. Let's not talk about the finale until we get to that episode. All right. Let's like build it up, and then we'll get to that finale, because I'm sure we want to like really talk about that finale, but I don't want to like sprinkle finale stuff throughout this entire episode. So let's hold off on finale stuff until we get there. Like I said, if I miss over anything, no matter how big or small, as we go along, just interrupt me. But let's do it. Let's start with episode 1. So we're picking up about 3 months after Mark's battle with Angstrom. They make it very, very clear, and I'm gonna shout out our escape pod boys, because I love them and they made a very good point. The show made it very clear that Mark is like so much stronger, so much faster. He's been training under Cecil's supervision. He's clearly like invincible, prime right now compared to where he was in season 2. And the escape pod boys had a funny bit where they were like, why does this motherfucker keep losing all the time? He's never winning any fights. And they make it so clear that he's just so much faster. But I find that fucking funny. He's grappling with Eve. He knows her future. He's not telling her future. He eventually does let it slip in episode 1, which doesn't sit well with Eve. Obviously, that's not something she wants to find out about her future self. And then we got 2 kind of conflicts back to back. So the first conflict, Mark and Rex are trying to stop 2 twins from stealing Declaration of Independence. Dropkick and Fight Manster. Who?
It's Blue Beetle. Zolo Mariduan.
That's who voiced that guy?
Solo Mariduena. I got you, dog.
There you go. Thank you, Sammy.
The goat.
By the way,
that's Blue Beetle.
Beetle. Nick Cage reference? Stealing the Declaration of Independence? Ain't nobody gonna mention the national
Beetle and Shang-Chi fighting together.
Nicholas Cage's influence is unmatched.
George, are we cutting in?
Yeah, cut in whenever.
We're allowed to cut. Okay, cool.
You can cut in whenever.
I need to glaze that opening session Rocky montage with Go by the Chemical Brothers, because that song is a fucking banger. This man shot from.
I've never heard that.
Go ahead.
Love it.
I was gonna say there are just so many fucking awesome needle drops. We got a Joji needle drop. We got a Billie Eilish needle drop.
Billie Eilish was crazy.
We're getting the sickest needle drops all throughout the show.
I learned today that that's not Billie Eilish's song. I learned that on my drive here.
It was a cover?
Like, no, it's her song that she sings, but like it's not an original song. That song's been sung by like 20 people apparently. So when I looked at it, there was like 40 of them. Louis Cabaldi has a.
No, it's her song, and everyone has done.
I don't believe you.
Misinformation, by the way. Just throw
it on right now.
There's like 30 of these. I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's her song.
Her like most recent album.
Damn, are you serious?
You can't just. I actually believe him. See, this is the problem with misinformation. It can spread so rapidly.
Cam really sitting on the ReelTok podcast trying to tell me that when the party's
I'm Googling this shit. I'm Googling this shit.
This is gold. We're off to a hot start, ladies and gents.
Cam,
I'm Googling this shit.
You said it with so much confidence, bro.
I hope
there's like 30 of them.
No. I hope Mateo clipped that, man, because that's a viral clip right there. That's a viral clip.
I mean, there's like 30 of them, man. All right. I didn't realize everyone else's came after. I'm sorry. I'm not a Billie Eilish guy. Great singer, great music. I just don't listen to it that often. That's on me. Hand up.
That was
I
funny.
think we should all be able to admit when we say something dumb.
Fair.
That's on me.
Kid threw out Louis Capaldi.
Louis Capaldi bangs. Don't be saying that.
Stop. Okay. Anyways, Mark and Rex are fighting the twins who are trying to steal the Declaration of Independence. And then Kate's brother pulls up to
just, like fucks him up, like just dogging on Rex. And then freaking Duplicate had the audacity, the nerve, the gall with a freaking Immortal to come in and be like, whoa. She just pissed me off, and like had to.
I mean, this whole season she just pisses you off. Her and Immortal suck. Yeah, it's Simu Leo multi-pole. Come on, baby. Not a season or episode 1 thing, but episode 5, like they pull way ahead from the comics, like way ahead.
Episode 5, that's the future scene.
Oh, we lost Sammy. He's gone.
Yeah, we lost Sammy.
not the future one, but
Episode
Or the dragon one.
The dragon one. They pull way ahead for that multi-ball storyline just to make it all in one season.
Yeah, multi-ball kind of sucks.
Multi-ball sucks. Shout out. I rewatched Shang-Chi this week. Shout out Shang-Chi. Why doesn't that thing have a sequel?
That's a great movie. In the third act, it falls off a little bit.
A little questionable. If I had a dime for every time there was a dime and Simu Liu in an episode or movie, I'd have 2 nickels. Or if I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened more than once.
W reference.
Yeah, thanks. They both have dragons, though. Weird ending, but shout out to Shang-Chi.
If you notice in season 1, multi-pole is in season 1, like in the cells when they're like when the Muller twins break out. I saw that when I was rewatching as well.
I did not notice that.
Cool. They also name drop Liu, and I was like, oh shit, wait, why didn't I? And what's it called? The dragon is in like fighting, and
the dragon fights in the background when Nolan is like, chill.
Yeah,
I'm not fighting that. Hits him with the. Okay. Get back to it. Get me back on track.
Back on track. That's the first kind of conflict of episode 1, and then we kind of move into the second conflict in episode 1, where the kind of one conflict splits into 2, where Doc Seismic breaks out of confinement and he kidnaps all of like Earth's mightiest heroes, I guess.
I love how Doc Seismic's like
crazy, by the way.
Yeah. Everyone sucks in this universe.
Yeah,
everyone
that's an insane.
Crime. How do you
either Doc Seismic is so OP or every hero just sucks at their job?
He's like Mole Man. Like,
bro, they're losing to slightly larger caterpillars, bro. Like I don't want to.
I like to think like every villain is getting stronger as well. I like to think.
And what kills me is before this, so there's 2 fumbles in this episode. Obviously, Mark and Eve get, packed up to Doc Seismic for a little bit before Cecil comes in. But Mark decides, like, when he's confronting Eve about this, he's like, yeah, you like me. And I should tell you this because I feel bad. Like, weirdest thing to, like, say. And
weird to tell someone that, I feel like. I feel like if a future person tells you they're in love with you, weird to tell that person in the present time, like, hey, your future self loves me, so therefore
that would make me that would make me a little like not grossed out, but I'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna force myself to love you now. Why the fuck would you tell me that shit?
I gave him the meanest side.
Telling her how to feel.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that like they have this same reaction, but because it's a TV show, like 3 minutes later it's resolved and now they're dating. So it's just a weird thing to say. Mark fumbled there. Not a ladies guy.
It really don't matter.
Just bad decision making.
Just terrible.
Not a ladies guy.
In the first season, he's also the L-mans to her. He's like talking about how we don't have to get into that, but like he's telling Eve how to feel when he's like, oh yeah, you're still depressed about Rex or whatever, and like talking about like what he should be. Like you're only good at crime fighting, and it's so weird. But W, he gets with the girl.
Entire goddamn skeleton. Okay.
We get to the end of that episode. Go, Supes.
I think my favorite thing about this episode is the way it opens up with like Cecil and Mark working so well with each other, and then by the end of it, like Mark wants to tear him apart because like that sets the stage for the whole season, and a huge part of the season is Cecil and Mark's relationship and how they differ from each other, and we'll talk about a little bit more about that within the next few episodes because that's like a huge part of this season. But I think that was my favorite part about episode 1. It's just like the dichotomy of like Mark and Cecil and the way they operate. And then also the way they introduce Oliver and like seeing his hunger to like get out there into the field. And then now watching the finale and seeing how he actually got out there. It was just so cool to see them plant so many seeds within that first episode that absolutely blossomed throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, episode 1 ending with like Mark's like pissed because they obviously get saved by Cecil with the zombie robots and everything. And he sees Darkwing. And he's like, whoa. Why is he here? And he's like, nah, you should he should not be on the team. Then he confronts Cecil and it ends with him in like the white room. Like it was a great start to the season. Great season.
And we get it. Go, Cam.
Sorry. What's the rule on killing multi-Paul? Because he killed about 100 about 20 minutes before this in this episode. Obviously, you're not killing the original, but like still killing people.
It's a morally gray area, but
I feel like he's obviously like Mark. I think we all agree Mark's a little bit in the wrong.
For what?
Maybe.
With what?
For like completely.
No, I mean he
being
didn't kill him.
anti-Cecil.
Like I don't care that Mark slaughtered like 1,000 multiples.
No. I don't either. I don't either. I'm just saying, like anti-Cecil. I feel like he's a little wrong. Do we all agree, or no? Are we team Cecil or team Mark?
I'm team Cecil, bro.
Mark. Team Mark.
Let's
Team
be
Cecil.
Let's be so for real. Like your father,
Mark has some points, but Mark's a little extreme on it as well.
Your father was a supervillain, bro. Like he literally took out Chicago. Like
Yeah, bro.
It's very funny.
Dark of the Moon reference.
I have to say. I have to say.
I love that you see. Go, Alex.
No, I'm just saying. Like, there's just no reason why we can't like. Let's put it like this: if Batman had those contingencies, you'd be glazing. That's it. I'm gonna end it like there.
It's actually
When it comes to the Cecil conversation, we gotta talk about the Cecil thing at the end because like there's a ton.
I
of
think
shit that
not
happened
killing
on
people
TV.
is fine. Well, obviously.
Clip it.
Yeah, no shit.
Pause. All right. I think that the way in which Invincible handles it is just an incorrect and over exaggeration on the opposite side, almost of like there's no way to redeem anyone once they're bad forever. Like I think there's a fine middle ground that Mark does not find, and Cecil's a realist. Cecil's a dog.
It's very cool seeing. It's very cool seeing Mark is like trying to raise Oliver in like a morally positive way, but like everything he's teaching Oliver, you see that differ from what Cecil is trying to teach Mark. It's like a little pattern of like Mark is trying to tell Oliver like you're not mature enough to really understand what's going on. And Mark thinks he is that level of maturity, when in reality, you have someone much older than Mark in Cecil being like, hey, you're actually not all that mature enough to really understand what's going on either. Like, you don't see it the way I see it. And we'll get into episode 2, but I love that we got these Cecil flashbacks. I really love those. We'll get into it when we get to episode 2. But those flashbacks were not as long as I expected them. I thought we were going to maybe get like a full episode of Cecil flashbacks, but I think what they did was like necessary groundwork to kind of understand his headspace and maybe, push us to lean more in like the Cecil is the good guy direction as opposed to Mark is the morally correct one here. But we'll talk about the end of episode 1. I mean, very quickly, obviously, Mark and Eve get fucked up by Seismic as they typically do. And then Darkwing is sent in by Cecil, which Mark does not fuck with the return of Darkwing. I think it's Darkwing 2 now. So the episode ends with Cecil throwing Mark in the White Room, which was a, I guess, safe zone designed by Cecil and his engineers to protect people
Cecil's
or Cecil
the Elon
from
Musk
Mark.
of this universe.
They put fluoride in the water. You can't see the light rays or something in the room.
Such a dude. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Hey, well, you have to say it now.
Nah,
I mean, yeah. Now
you have to say it. You got it. I'm waiting.
This is a
RFK Jr. is gonna use this as RFK is gonna use this as like a bait to get fluoride out of water. He's gonna use this episode. Otherwise, they'll control your mind. They're gonna control your mind. Sorry. Not useful in any way.
No, not done. But let's just get into episode 2. Anything else you guys want to say about episode 1? I believe the very final.
I fully understand the argument that like he always gets his ass kicked. I just like to think the villains are getting harder. He's not out here fighting Elephant Man anymore. He's fighting Doc Seismic 3. And I also like that they always start the season off with Doc Seismic.
Also, is Doc Seismic really wrong?
No, Doc Seismic's kind of cooking.
Is he not cooking in season 1?
He's kind of cooking.
They're all slave owners, and they're the.
Hey, he's got an undergrad in women's studies too.
Awesome.
Just saying, he might be
Doc
cooking.
Seismic's good.
Just
fucking
saying.
legend.
He's got funny lines. I like Doc Seismic.
All right, let's get into episode 2. Like I said, we get the Cecil flashbacks. We get that. His predecessor had a very interesting way of rehabilitating criminals, which Cecil was not very approved.
By the way, D.A. Sinclair recast. Used to be Ezra Miller, is now someone else.
I didn't think we were gonna bring it up, but
I didn't even notice
recast. I didn't know if it was still Ezra Miller, so that I looked at shit. first off, Prime Video sucks for its ads, but I like the explore where you get to see the actors on the screen. I do appreciate that. No longer Ezra Miller, someone else that is just doing an impression.
Who's it?
Straight up forgot it was even Ezra Miller to begin with.
Yeah, I have no idea, but recaps.
Wait, how did
shout out?
Brought up? That's not even the GDA director. I thought you were at first. I thought he was going to go with that because that's the scene we're talking about. I was like, why did Sinclair?
Yeah.
No, my bad. But White Room.
Ball knowledge. Every time Cam drops some ball knowledge, just hit a ball knowledge.
But yeah, we two big things happened in this episode, which were the Cecil flashbacks at the beginning of the episode, and then even jumping to the end of the episode, you see his first introduction to Nolan. I want to talk about that quickly before we get into the bulk of the episode. I loved the way they handled Cecil's first introduction to Omni-Man, because Cecil immediately was like, no, that guy's lying. Like, the guy was like, his heart rate's elevated, he's sweating. If he were a human, he'd be lying, but we don't know his pattern. So I love that they made it so apparent that Cecil is that smart. He is that much just one step ahead of everyone. He knew Omni-Man was up to something, but what is he going to do? He doesn't have contingencies to stop such a threat. So he's like, okay, let's ride this out as long as possible. And while we do, we will study him and we will build contingencies around him. And hopefully by the time he does something shitty, we can protect ourselves. I absolutely love that interaction and that meeting of those two heavy hitting characters.
Cecil is basically just the. You got it.
Someone say something.
It just adds. I was gonna say it adds even more layers to why he feels the way he feels towards Mark, even though he knows Mark isn't his dad. You understand it, and also it kind of retroactively makes BVS even better.
I was going to say, Cecil is just simply, I believe there's only a 1% chance of this uncertainty. We have to take that as an absolute certainty or whatever.
It all comes back to if Batman did this shit, we'd all be glazing on the timeline.
It would be.
Bro, but I think BVS. I think BVS is so good in Ages Like Fine Wine.
Especially
the Ultimate Edition good.
Ultimate Edition only, though.
Ultimate. Just watch the Ultimate Edition.
When I say BVS, it's the Ultimate Edition.
That's fair.
When it comes to this flashback between Omni-Man and Cecil, again, like you guys said, it paves so much of the way between Cecil's relationship with Mark in present day and why Cecil is justified in believing everything he believes. Because people forget that Cecil was boys with Omni-Man for 20 years before this massive betrayal happened, which is where the show starts. So I feel love that we got this flashback. It was because it was also so unexpected. We never thought we were going to get a flashback like this. And it was just great to see Omni-Man again post, season 2 and just after everything has happened.
Also, what you said, Supes, it's important to remember, Cecil is the way he is because of Omni-Man. Like you just said, he was boys with this dude for 20 years. And then in 1 second, Omni-Man flips and destroys half the world. As Cecil, that's got to fuck you up. And everyone watching the show that's always oh, fuck Cecil, I hate Cecil. It's do you see this man's history? I would also be probably doing what Cecil's doing if I were in his position. One of his best friends just almost destroyed the world. That's insane. People always seem to overlook that when discussing Cecil.
Also, the flashback, what I loved about it, it fleshed him out because it showed that he wasn't when he was first starting, he wasn't that off to Mark. He was very comparable into their beliefs on how to fight crime and solve the world's issues. And then through his GDA director, I forget his name. If anyone knows ball and wants to drop his name, and he's the one who basically instills this mindset of always never get rid of things, reuse them, and always if you can be the guy that saves the world, or be the good guy, or
we can be good guys, or we can be the guys.
Because him and Mark were very similar. Or reality hits.
I like how Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. In season 1, we don't see the Lizard League, but they comment on them as if they're these
washed,
lame, washed, awful
villains. Yeah,
awful villains. But every time we've seen them in the show, they're insane, man. They almost kill the Guardians of the Globe, and Rex finally gets him with the explosion, and then they also kick ass in this one, and then Cecil has to escape. So every time I see the Lizard League, I don't know what revisionist history we've got, but they're not washed. That's an elite group.
It's insane because Team says they beat them like it's normal.
Like
the villains of the week. But I literally watched Splode get his brains blown out. Like it's crazy. Like
I'm just saying the revisionist history is crazy on the Lizard League. That's
Dude,
insane, man.
We'll talk about it down the line, but that shit broke me, man. What Alex just mentioned, that shit ruined my whole day. That shit ruined my whole year, honestly. But
is this this is the episode where Cecil hits the like turn around, like press the little button, right? Because that's like my favorite. That's my favorite shot of the season, to be honest with everyone. I think just Cecil turning around with the little button. I love it, man. They spent all the animation budget on that one slow mo.
Can you do that again, Ken? Dude, Zack Snyder. That's what I'm saying, man. Zack Snyder's always the influence. So far this episode, Zack Snyder and Nicolas Cage.
The title card for this episode.
Oh yeah,
what's the title card for this one?
Even if they're
don't work, even if they're.
The title cards are insane. Go. All I was gonna say is I need
to rank the title cards.
That's why I said we should do it like as we go on, like give it like a rating out of 10. Like the first.
Are we playing a game at the end of this or no?
How do you guys remember the title? I only remember one title card.
I remember all vividly.
I remember the last.
I just know the Powerplex title card is number 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. I we'll get to it.
Yeah. I remember the last like 5, but before that, I forget them.
The first one is obviously it's like he'll finally live to the name, and Cecil does the wave.
It's
this one's the Cecil one, obviously, like we just mentioned, and then after.
All right, we'll talk about title cards as we go. Cecil flashbacks episode 2, and then we also have this is when Mark absolutely obliterates the Reaniman. And you end up going back to Guardians HQ, or I don't know if that place is the official name. The crazy shot. What shot? Of the overhead shot?
The overhead of Mark standing with the Reaniman, like mirroring the Omni-Man standing. That shit.
Yeah.
That shit.
Shout out. Yep. Shout out my boy. Shout out my boy Alex Coleman for posting that picture on Twitter before I watched the episode. That was really sick, bro.
That's really if you're on Twitter, first off, get a job. Second off, every time
man.
It's only me because I go on the app, the first thing I see is just videos of the new Invincible episodes. I log off and lock in.
It's like we should know by now.
I tweet.
We're in Big 2025, bro. Come on, man.
I'll be honest. Every episode this season I had watched before 5 a.m. so that this sort of shit did not happen.
That's crazy, dude. The finale. I woke up in the finale. I opened TikTok, Alex video, Blake's takes video, Supes, SammyJReacts, and I was like, I'm heading to work. I'm like, oh shit. I can't watch this episode for like 10 hours. I'm muting every social media right now.
Don't you take the train to work? You have to take the train, right?
I take the subway. It's like 10 minutes. It takes me 15 minutes to get to work.
Yeah.
That's my favorite beef in all of nonfiction history.
George and the New York City subway.
Legendary.
That shit trash, man. That shit trash. But yeah, we get the whole conflict at Guardians HQ. You know, half of the Guardians are sticking with Mark. Half of the Guardians are going with Cecil. I believe Immortal, Kate, and Shapesmith are the ones that stay with Cecil. The rest of them went with Mark. Important to note, when Mark is in the White Room, the worst ones. But when Mark is in the White Room, we learn that Cecil does have some sort of contingency for Mark. Mark and the Viltrumites, Cecil doesn't know like their actual kryptonite yet, but there are ways to slow him down. So Cecil had implanted something in Mark's head that when Cecil clicks the button, it's just, it's like a loud noise, but I believe it's
the audio from season 1 of the giant
the monster,
kaiju,
the kaiju yelling, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that like
crazy,
literally
crazy.
But like it doesn't like paralyze Mark. It just it's a loud noise and he does not like it. He can't fly. It fucks him up. So Rudy does manage to jam that signal, but it does show us that maybe the Viltrumites don't have a contingency, but there are ways that Cecil can slow them down if need be. But yeah, that's the big conflict of episode 2. We do get that sick shot of like Cecil threatening Mark, and then Mark immediately threatening back, like, you, fuck you, don't talk to my family or I will kill you next time. And that's like Soup said, beginning of episode 1, you see them, they're training together. Maybe they're not on good terms, but Mark is comfortably under Cecil's supervision. By the end of episode 2, he's threatening Cecil. He's like, I'll kill you if you come near my family. Like, don't do that. I don't fuck with you anymore. And then the rest of them leave from Guardians HQ. And that's kind of like, that sets up this, internal civil war. Obviously, there's a lot of villains we see throughout the season, but you do have this internal civil war really between Cecil and Mark, as well as like Immortal Kate Shapesmith and, Rudy, Rex, Mark, and Eve. So very, very, very cool stuff to open the season with these first 2 episodes.
This is when Mark and Eve start dating as well.
Yes, I believe. Yes,
Yep.
The end is. Thank you for reminding me.
Dude,
End of season,
honestly,
end of episode 2.
When it comes to this episode, I also want to shout out Rex, bro, because when Rex comes to Mark's side, I wanted to stand up when I was watching this episode. Like, that's the fucking boy. You know what
Dude,
I'm saying?
There
Rex-
are so many
Rex-
moments in this season where you're like, yes, Rex is the best.
Yeah.
And it's for a very clear reason. Like, it's
all you had
for
to
a
do-
very clear reason. But every time you see it, you're like, yeah.
And after rewatching season 1, he was an absolute dick. And it's crazy.
He's the classic like character you hate the most to like everyone's
Love.
favorite character arc.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
All-time line read in this
All it
episode.
took was getting shot in the head.
Literally.
Yeah.
Not consented to him.
All-time line read after Mark chokes out Cecil, he goes, Rudy, get this thing out of my fucking head. And he just walks away. Cold.
Bro, and that's the thing
Even-
is that we've been waiting to see Mark let go for the entire freaking show. And it felt like in this one moment, we got a taste of what that looks like. And him finally letting go and ripping through all the reanimin, like choking out Cecil and threatening him, saying that if you come after my family, I will kill you. Like, we haven't seen that demon Mark throughout the entire show yet.
That's why part of me is like, when people say like, oh, why does Mark always lose fights? Is because Mark is so like,
He's holding
moral.
back. 99%
He's
of the time
holding back. He's
He's
holding
He's
back.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's literally holding back, man. He's holding back
Every
And,
time
like,
he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I understand it gets annoying a little bit, but I'd rather see him like, I don't know. Well, as we get through the end of the season, you'll see like he starts turning a little bit, and
He's always
he's a
had
good
those,
man right now.
He's always had those flashes. Like I said, season 1, episode 5, when he's fighting the crime people like Battle Beast and everything, machine heads people. He's like getting like tied up, and then he like watches like his friends get beat up. I think it's like Rex, and he just like snaps. He goes, "You're fucking dead!" And then he just like starts beating up and wailing on everyone. And then obviously in season 2, he just destroys Angstrom. Like, he has moments where like, and back to Cecil, this guy Loki has anger issues. It's crazy. I have to stay on my toes around him because he Loki just snaps.
I think everyone agrees. Real quick, I think everyone agrees season 2 is probably the worst. But like the season 2 finale, I rewatched the other day. So goddamn good, man. Like, I don't remember it being like that good, but like that ending is insane.
Fire. There was a Fortnite gun.
Yeah.
Least best.
There was
Least
a
best.
Fortnite gun. That's so
Josh
awesome.
Keaton in that episode, man. We had spectacular Spider-Man in that episode.
It was like a multiversal
It just the conflict of Angstrom, like when like Debbie's yelling at him saying like he's not the hero, he's the villain or something, and it's just the Angstrom freaking out and losing his shit on her and breaking her arm and everything. Insane, man. Insane.
Shout out Sterling K. Brown. What I was going to say was, like George mentioned, this was the internal civil war. This felt like that civil war moment between Tony and Cap, you know what I mean? And that's how Mark gets locked in, because coworkers, family. Coworkers, family.
Real.
Anytime you threaten my family, I'm locking in.
Debbie?
And it really felt that
Duplicate. There's a gap there. There's a gap there.
Bro, also, I feel like another aspect of it is like, especially the reason why all of this is so importantly happening in episode 2 is because Mark is also thinking about his brother Oliver for the future. How is Cecil going to treat Oliver in the future?
And he's always trying to recruit him. Like, he's always like,
That's what I'm saying.
I love that. Like, I love that maturity flip of Mark in the season where you see him step up to be like that, maybe, paternal figure to Oliver instead of just like his big brother. Like, Omni-Man, Nolan's absent. There's only so much a mother can do to a rapidly aging alien boy. like you need Mark, someone in that like superhero position to race him. And I love that, like, even though sometimes, you know, Mark can be a little morally gray in his teachings, I like that the season like really took time to like unpack that relationship and that like paternal figure that Mark is kind of giving Oliver throughout.
All right, real quick. Earlier, SammyJReacts said, shout out Sterling K. Brown. Ready for this ball knowledge? Prince and Jobu, Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan's dad. Bang! Nailed it.
Ball knowledge.
How did you say that again? You said real quick. Can you say that again?
Real quick.
Say it again.
Say it again. Okay, my bad. Go. Continue.
No, you know that. Go.
I just wanted to say, like, no, this is like the first time Mark was like, I understand it now. I understand what I have to become. Like, I'm doing thing of my own accord now. Like, I'm tired of listening to what other people are telling me to do. My entire life, it's been my dad saying, Mark, it's time I told you where we come from, Mark. And I'm working up through that entire Viltrum. Like, my power's going to come eventually. And then now I'm working with Cecil. Like, I'm just taking orders my entire life. Fuck that. This is the time where I get to lock in. I have Oliver to raise. I got my mom to worry about, and now Adam, people I love to worry about. So now he's like, I'm locking in. I'm doing what I want.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm gonna do my own thing. How did you? I was setting it up. Bang! I like that though.
Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse, greatest movie of all time.
Best movie of all time.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, we're getting an announcement at CinemaCon this month. Beyond the Spider-Verse release date. I'm calling that shit right now on this podcast.
Beyond the Spider-Verse, make it come out in 2 years. Let's lock in.
Best movie of all time.
We don't care.
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Drama. Drop that shit already.
I can't wait to watch
crossover. Make it happen. I don't care.
Sadie's sick.
I'll bring you guys down to earth. I can't wait to see Beyond the Spider-Verse in 2033. That shit's gonna be sick, man.
Nah,
I think we get it 2030. No, 2028. 2028.
I think
over under we get it before the Batman Part 2.
Oh, I think we get the
we have a release date
first. Yeah, we at least have a release date for Batman Part 2.
Do we though?
2 years though, bro.
Yeah, we've had 3 release dates.
Hey, we'll just look forward to the next greats: Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and Superman.
Hey, Thunderbolts! Hey,
the Thunderbolts will be great. Because I don't know what I'm going to do if it is.
Florence Pugh in a lead role for 2.5 hours. I'm in there like swimwear, baby.
Directed by A24. We're so locked in.
The greatest director of all time.
Our favorite director.
My favorite tweet of all time is the quote tweet of the trailer of Sentry killing all the people, and it's just a quote of Bucky, go punch that guy. My favorite tweet of all time.
Yeah, no, that was that shit.
That's awesome, man.
All right, we're getting off track. Let's move this into episode 3 while we're talking about Mark and Oliver. The episode begins. They're getting new suits. So they have like a cool little brotherly bonding moment. This is where you kind of first see like Oliver's, I guess, immaturity break out. He doesn't know what's morally correct, morally incorrect, where he's conversing with Mark about how to handle villains. He even goes so far as calling himself Kid Omni-Man, which kind of goes to show you that like his, Omni-Man in Oliver's eyes is not the bad guy. And he makes this very clear down the line where he's like, why do people hate Dad? Like, are they going to hate him forever? And this was like the first hint in episode 3 of Oliver not knowing what's right and wrong. He's like, he even asks Mark at some point in the season, he's like, why didn't you kill that guy? Like, if you kill him, he'll never be back on the streets. He'll never do this damage. And Mark has to explain to him, like, doesn't matter how powerful you are, blah, blah, blah. You don't kill. But that's
really. He hits him with the this you? You didn't you kill him? He's like, didn't you? This you? Like, it's
oh yeah, Cecil hit him.
Yeah. There's a moment this season, I don't know if it's this episode, but where Oliver basically explains like he doesn't know Omni-Man as this killer. Obviously, he's like he was so nice to my mom, he saved my empire or my village or whatever it was, my planet.
Oh, this is not to cut you off, but we also learned like he has memories.
He knows.
He knows all.
He has memories from when he's a baby because he his race or whatever has that. And just very emotional scene, and just like kind of like as I'm sure we start seeing Nolan's turn. It's just it adds weight to it, which I really enjoy. Like Oliver very clearly doesn't understand. Like, hey, I know he did some bad things here, but he was amazing on a different planet, and he saved all these lives here as well. Yeah. So I really like that moment.
We had a great battle card, great opening with those villains, right? Isn't it with the?
Oh yeah, which one was the
title
card?
Oh yeah,
and then we just see like the horrifying nature of seeing like Omni or freaking Invincible, and I think Oliver was there too, and they're like horrified.
Is this when he's fighting? Is this episode the like love story opening?
Yeah.
Oh
Such
my
a good
god,
episode.
man! This opening was crazy good.
This was episode 3, that silent film thing.
Yeah, the silent opening.
No dialogue.
Yeah.
They show why they were back to robbing the bank. It's like it's
The couple. Yeah, that was crazy.
Those are the villains in that fight with Battle Beast and Machine Heads like fight, right? In season 1.
I know where your family live.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What a opening scene, man. That shit.
Yeah, I completely forgot that even happened.
That's up there.
Dude, such an emotional like opening scene just to get to a point where the two of them are just like being used as pawns to train Oliver. Like that shit is so disrespectful.
Because that first guy causes Mark problems in episode 5 of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's like crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
He does.
The growth. Yeah.
All right, so episode 3, we get that Oliver Mark moment to begin with, and then we do get more Oliver Mark in action against Titan to stop Titan from breaking Multipole out of jail. We get more of Eve and her parents, which I think maybe I was a little ignorant to. I didn't expect that in season 3. I didn't know we were going to dive deeper into that. I had thought after season 2 that maybe she would like just not cut ties with her parents, but not go back and move into them, but into their home. But I guess Eve's a very good person, so she wants to make amends. Her dad is still a dick, biggest dick of them all, man. Fuck that guy.
I'm sick of his ass.
Yeah, I'm sick of his ass.
Oh yeah! I want to see him get like freaking absolutely mollywopped by a Viltrumite.
Yeah, like
I need the most filthy, disgusting death for him.
I was praying on him, man.
Fuck that guy.
What's his name? Anyone know?
A douchebag. That's
Paul.
his name. I don't know.
I don't know.
Paul. No.
Mark?
No. Cam, as someone who's read the comics, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. But I'm hearing that Debbie has a much bigger role in season 3 than she does in the comics, where like they're really diving into like her personal relationship with her coworker.
Paul. She like dates Paul, but they make her a character in the show rather than in the comics. Like it's obviously about Invincible, and she's not really there all that often. Yeah. By the way, all of the Paul memes hilarious. It's like Invincible fighting off a world-ending villain, and it's just Paul suiting up in a turtleneck, putting that shit on. Paul making spaghetti like a madman. All of the Paul memes are fantastic, dude. So
dude, honestly, my favorite thing about like that breakfast scene, I think that was in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Like
where Eve comes over.
Yeah. My favorite thing about that scene was just the dynamic between Oliver and Mark. Like that was probably the most brotherly scene in the entire season, and it was just them going back and forth, bantering with each other, and it was so much.
They were chirping back and forth.
Heavy scene, but like it was just their dynamic is what I got most out of it.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, this obviously is the episode he gets the new blue suit. New blue suit arc is crazy. I'm ready. Season 4 will be good.
I used to just
shout out Art.
I like it.
The Edna Mode of the universe. Shout out Mark Hamill, my goat.
Mark Hamill.
But we'll move to the big part of episode 3. Oliver slaughters the Mauler brothers, bro.
Moment of silence, please, for the Mauler twins.
Dude, that was
moment of silence for Immortal gets his ass kicked again. And then Oliver has to come in. Immortal gets his ass
kicked, and then Mark gets his ass kicked, and then Oliver steps in. Dude, the uppercut he hit one of these brothers with, their jaw was just. Even the Mauler brothers were like, "Yo, like you're not supposed to kill us." Like,
this guy.
Yeah.
I swear to God,
you knew. They're like, you knew.
Before we got this.
Do you remember?
We got like a screen grab of Oliver and Mark from this episode, and it was like them looking into each other, and people edited that as like Dick Grayson versus Jason Todd.
I was just gonna say,
like, bro, we need like Oliver is literally like so much of Jason's character within his like mannerisms and the way he like just like in all of his ideologies. We need this in the dynamic dual animated film that's on the way, because this is what it's all about. Period.
Also, that Leo versus Rob from TMNT.
Do you remember the beginning of this when the Mauler twins first see like the Guardians show up? He goes, "Who the hell are these guys? They sent us the freaking B team of the Guardians."
Yeah,
bro. What do the Guardians guard?
Nothing, bro. Literally nothing.
I don't think I've seen them win a fight. I don't think I've seen them win a fight.
Group of superheroes, I think ever. They're worse than the SpongeBob group.
The Guardians of the Galaxy might wash the Guardians of the Globe.
Oh, easily, not even close.
They do. Oh, for sure.
Like, I'd rather hang out with them too. I'd rather have a beer with them.
They got
everything.
Good
They sweep in every category.
So you got Immortal, who's ass. Duplicate, ass. Stamson, who he has powers now, right? He didn't have powers for like
but he's ass.
And then Batman, and just bad Batman though. Darkweed, yeah, just bad.
Dog shit.
Awful team. Awful team.
Horrendous
and dumb Martian Manhunter character. Dumb Martian Manhunter character. Bad team, man.
I was really shocked we're having Mark lose in like year.
I think it's very clear though. Mark like holds back because like Mark can like punch through like their jaw, obviously, but he's Spider-Man, right?
Oh, I know.
I think if you hold back though, you should be able to like knock him out.
Nuclear. This is the episode where they launched like the nuke, right? I remember watching this episode, just being like so shocked that the Mauler twins got killed by Oliver. But I didn't even realize this man Mark took a nuke to the face and didn't even scratch, scratch on it. And the suit too. Art deserves a raise, bro. The suit didn't even burn or anything.
That's a great point. In the first season, like Omni-Man takes like a laser from the gods, the satellite missile, and nothing rips on his suit. It's like that's what I love.
Low-key, the suits are stronger than them. It's the most impressive part.
They all got that shit on. That's all I know. They all got this, especially Damien Darkblood, bro.
Is this vibranium? Like what? What are these suits made out of? Like they tank everything.
I still can't believe he ate a nuke though. That shit took out the Iron Giant.
It is crazy when he punched. Does he punch through his chest or through his head? I can't remember. And then you see see the shot through the chest and just.
Oh wait.
When Mark comes back down. Yeah,
he uppercuts the first one, doesn't kill him, and then he goes back and kills him. Like he confirms the kill. That's what happens.
Yeah, he has them both knocked out and whatever, and they're like, "We'll go to prison. We'll eat our chicken pot pie." And then he just kills him. Like he just full on takes him out, man. Rest in peace, the Mauler.
Hey, he warned them though. He did warn them.
I love how much this universe reuses villains. I love how much like the villains come back because like I feel like in a lot of universes where they say like they don't kill villains, the villains never even come back. So like it doesn't matter. But in this universe, like you get Angstrom Levy, Mauler twins. You get who we talked earlier, Doc Seismic. Like all of these villains, the Lizard League's a bunch. Like I love it, man. The Elephant's back again. Like just. Constantly recurring, not just characters, but recurring villains is my favorite. I very much enjoy.
MCU, let's take notes, man. Let's take notes.
Seriously.
Write that down.
I've seen it in the probability. Write that down. Right. Oh man.
Yeah, but that shit was crazy, man. It really was. I'm not like I know I was joking earlier, but I'm not joking. Like Oliver hits one of the Mauler brothers with that uppercut, and the Mauler brother literally looked at him like, bro, you're not supposed to go that hard. Like, that's not what you do.
That's not the relationship we built over the years. Like,
like we don't do that. Like me and your brother, we go back and forth like cutesy, whatever. Like he beats the shit out of us, stops us, but he'll never break something. He literally looked at Oliver like, dude, don't do that.
We're not built for this. We're not built for this. We are not.
Yeah, say the safe word. I was waiting for someone to say a safe word. I was like, God.
Dude, you know, it reminded me a lot. Oh my God, what's that movie about the kid, like evil Superman?
Brightburn.
Yeah.
Ball knowledge, Alex. Let's go, baby.
Ball knowledge, big ball knowledge. But after he kills the Mauler twins, he's just standing there, red,
menacingly,
head to toe, red. And you see it, and he's standing there with the Mauler twins at the floor, and you're like, dude, this is fucked.
I ain't never seen anyone that looks like Grimace dressed like the Hamburglar have that much aura. That shit was crazy, bro. Oh my
great
god!
pull. That was
He looked like he was straight out of a Happy Meal, but he had the blood soaked on him. I was like, oh my god,
Dude, I see all the time like people like casting the live action Invincible or whatever. You can't do live action Invincible because you can't do
That much gore.
you physically cannot do blood soaked like blood soaked. We'll call it a 12-year-old at the time. Like you can't do that. And this is why. Shout out Tyler C. Whitmore. Always has the worst take ever that he just doesn't like animation. This is why animation's better, damn it. You can do this shit.
Exactly.
And like X-Men 97, we talked it when like you have the fucking aura coming out of Professor X's head.
The aura.
You can't do that shit.
I love that.
so much pain.
When he hits you with the aura.
The aura.
Angels. That's Cecil.
I think also the Cecil scene with the bud wouldn't have as much aura in live action because like the bud
Facts.
dramatic.
See, it had that much aura.
Cam really hitting that shit though. He really
Yeah,
Seriously, you really are hitting that shit.
Live action
Fantastic.
Cecil.
All right,
This
let's
is where
What was I gonna say? I would say the
this
closest
episode
gotten
ends
was like
before you
kick-ass
switch
blood
to
or
the
something.
next.
the little girl.
Before you
Oh,
switch
or
to the next
Laura from Logan.
Oh.
That's like as close as we can get.
Laura,
to, like,
Laura, yeah,
blood
that is
soaked.
close. But even that, like, you're not like, dude, each season of this ends with Mark literally red, like because of how much blood's on him.
I was
like,
gonna
so
bring this up, but each episode ends with him mounted on someone covered in blood, or someone
Each episode
being
or
mounted
each
on
season
covered
finale?
in blood.
No,
He always
genuinely,
gets
no,
his ass
that's why-
kicked.
No.
This is the only
No.
way we can interpret this show because, first of all, when it comes to theatrical films, there's way too much story to tell within like a single film.
You couldn't do this over like 8 films like you can 8 seasons.
Exactly.
Oh, nah.
They've also announced that there's like a video game in development, but like, bro, would I have to lose every single boss fight that I have in front of me? Because Mark is like getting his ass whooped for like so much of the first half of this story that like you have to lose on purpose. Almost.
It'll be like that Star Wars game where Cal Kestis loses to Vader. Like you just can't beat him in the boss fight. It's like
I have a proposition for you guys.
You were told to
Ready?
stay away.
I have a proposition for you guys. It's time to get serious. It's time to get serious. Ready? Movie studios. If anyone sees this clip, if this gets clipped at all,
all right.
Zack Snyder's The Invincible. The Invincible.
Yeah, dude, Sammy, man, that's why you're here.
Give him 2 tries. Give him 2 tries.
Michael Bay.
I think Zack Snyder could make that Cecil shot. Cam, hit it for us one time.
Michael Bay.
Oh, dude, Zack Snyder's cooking that
Michael
up, bro.
Bay's would be crazy.
Take
Sam
slow-mo
Raimi's Invincible.
farming.
Or farming.
Sam Raimi's Invincible.
The one thing I'll say about this episode, it ends with like the drone. In the comics, they don't show that. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember perfectly when I read, but like they don't show it's Angstrom right away. And so like you're actually sitting with the mystery. In this episode, they show like Angstrom sitting in the chair and he's like, what a pretty family. That wasn't that bad of a Sterling game.
That was a really
That was pretty good. I like that, Kevin.
What a pretty but yeah, they I feel like they revealed that too quick. I understand it's to build hype and like get it going, but like leave the mystery there, you know?
At what point in the graphic novel do they reveal that it's Angstrom's?
So the novel jumps around so much, man. Like it jumps around a ton. So it's not revealed like shortly after, it's not revealed a long time after, but like it just randomly like pans over to, I think it's after the second one comes to his house. Like it pans over to Angstrom Levy. But yeah, it's just I didn't love that about the episode.
Interesting.
And also, Angstrom Levy, world's biggest hater, decides the one good Mark is the villain. Every other bad Mark is chill. Every other bad Mark's cool. We're cool. Just dumb.
Also, the one strongest one too. That's crazy. Like he's got a big ass head for nothing, bro. He just be shaking around, rattling around like a.
It's crazy. Not deformed enough in the show. Not deformed enough. He doesn't look enough like the leader in the comics. In the comics, he looks like the leader from Brave New World. Bubblehead.
Like the leader meets King. Who is it?
Fuck.
He's like Megamind.
Megamind. The leader.
King.
Deadpool. Like just like everything combined.
No,
yeah.
Demi Moore at the end of the Substance.
Yeah, there you go. That's literally what it looks like.
I hate those comparisons online when they're like putting the TV show next to the comic book panel. I'm like, no shit, the artwork looks better. You don't have to animate it.
Like, still image.
This is the style of the show. Like it's simple.
Yeah. And also, what's the point if they make it look the exact same?
It's like
exactly. Thank you.
Real.
Why would it be? Yeah, I fully agree.
Episode 4.
Good.
That's the point of
Episode 4.
Animation good.
Adaptation, bro. We do things a little differently. We tweak some things. We do a little, make this unique.
Episode 4.
He's trying
Rudy and Mark analyze the drone, and Rudy concludes it's not from Earth. Awesome, but Mark immediately does not believe that it doesn't come from Cecil. So he confronts Cecil, but Cecil denies any involvement. And then that's kind of the last of Cecil's involvement with the drone stuff. But that was a very small part of the episode, just furthering Mark and Cecil's dichotomy. They're clashing. But this is the episode. Yeah, go.
In the comics, like Mark, it obliterates the drone basically obliterates. And so Rudy's like, I can't, this is nothing. I can't do this. In the show, it was like half full. I feel like you could have taken a little tech off that and understood. But yeah, it was weird that they didn't just do they do the exact same thing for like 99%. It was weird that like that one, they left it like half of drone at that point.
Maybe to add that scene where like they dissect it, analyze it, and just leads to like that Mark and Cecil.
Well, that's what they do. It's the same thing. They do the exact same thing from the comics. All I'm saying is when he gives it to Rudy, he's like, can you figure anything out from this? But he's like, this is nothing. This is a pile of dirt, like, because it explodes. It becomes like atoms.
That's
gone.
But it's just
atoms.
Reduced
Say
atoms.
Say that again.
Adam Eve.
Can they just make a live action Adam Eve movie? Just that's it. That's all I want.
That I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about like a whole Oliver series later on in the show. Like they could do a whole Oliver special, a whole Oliver little spinoff film. Because we all love Oliver.
Let's cast Dallas Howard.
When it comes to this episode, bro, let's talk about this back half of the episode, bro. Because holy
that shit was wild. I did not think we were going to see. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to see the twins again. What are their fucking names?
Dropkick and like
Dropkick and Fightmaster. Just the stupidest names ever. Dropkick and Fightmaster.
Dropkick and Shatter from Bumblebee.
Hold on, Judo Master.
That's a crazy reference for me.
That was awesome. That was a great pull, Alex.
But yeah, they take Mark and they're basically like, yo, we need you to come to the future. Like, this is why we were getting the Declaration of Independence. We needed like that rule of law in print to like hopefully turn things around, but it's not working. So we need you to come to the future and we need you to take out our king. And we get this cool little like flashback montage of like, well, who this king is and like what he did, how it went from like a city to a state to the entire planet, and he's ruled, and now they're ruling under like a very authoritarian regime, only to be revealed that this king is pussy ass immortal.
So much
crazy
for nothing. So much aura in those scenes before we realized.
Yeah.
Is this guy? Are we serious? You let me a moral take.
Bro, I literally
they built up that king to be. I literally thought that king was about to be like Omni-Man or something. Like that's really what I thought it was going to be. But it was just fucking immortal, bro. And he's such a bitch. He doesn't even want to rule, and he's begging Mark like, kill me. Like
I think this is the best Immortal's ever been right here.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, honestly, I agree. Immortal more than anything else.
Episode 8 Immortal from season 1, where he wakes up from his death. He's where's Omni-Man? He starts like, where's Omni-Man?
That's pretty. Yeah.
That episode, I will put some respect on his name there, but he still gets packed up. But
no, that was fire. He was seeking smoke that episode.
Yeah,
but no, this is the best Immortal
there because like the first episode of the show gasses him up like crazy.
Bro, I was like, oh, this is gonna be my guy. Nope.
But in this Immortal episode in season 3 and episode 4, I thought it humanized him more than any other episode because you get his struggle of living past anyone else that has lived on Earth besides Mark.
This is what will you have in 500 years, basically.
Literally.
This is exactly what it is.
Motion though, like he don't have the same Mark motion. No wonder he got money.
I mean, that's fair, but I think this is his best episode where he's like, like no one can kill him, which is crazy because like he dies all the time in the present day. So why can't anyone kill him now?
No,
you
but
would think Mark had kids.
What's crazy is that he's asking Mark of all people to kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what makes it so interesting is that like any other person would have killed him with ease, but like he's asking Mark, who has literally just made the argument to Oliver to not kill anyone, to make that sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, and make that decision.
It's such an awful thing because he's on a date with Eve, a little moment of peace and relaxation. The freaking twins drag him. He didn't know, like he says no to them.
They take him, bro. They literally take him.
By the way, Joji needle drop fire.
Yeah, so sick, so sick. Oh my god, so sick.
Like at the end of the episode, the date around the world. Is that what the one is? That
also leads to
that happened. Yeah.
That also leads to a W title card when he's like, "Is that you?" It's I will remember every title card, all of them.
This episode also has Supes, you said this like the end is the most important part, but then this episode has the Nolan breakup, the Alan and Nolan breakup.
Yeah.
Nolan and Alan's
okay, my bad. I thought you were referring to my bad. I thought you were referring to Mr. Immortal.
Are we still talking about the Immortal? Okay, can we just talk about how I stood up, clapped, and saluted when he got his head torn off? It was so sad.
I did not think Mark was going to make that decision, but Immortal kind of went out with a little, a little bit of respect. He wanted it, and he even says in the episode, he's like, "Suicide is the coward's way out." Like he wanted to go out like fighting, which is
is it like morally wrong to kill someone that wants to be killed, like, and has been living for that long? Like it's almost like what do you do if you see a dying squirrel on the side of the road? Do you kill it or do you just let it die?
Yeah, but you also have to remember, Immortal has been living how many hundreds of years in the future were these twins from? Like Immortal's been ruling for hundreds of years. Like that's not. You don't got to worry about killing that guy. Like kill him. Like look what he did.
Yeah,
look at the world.
I don't know if
take him behind the barn.
I feel like there's a behind the barn. Just take him out and be done with it and save it. Like,
you bring up a really good point, Cam, because I've been reading up on Muse, who's in Daredevil, and he actually has a little bit of that for Daredevil. And not to get sidetracked on Daredevil, but they have like very similar, interesting dynamics. Like that's what makes Muse so interesting. Is like, is it killing if they want to die? Like, because his victims are technically people that want to die, and then Matt's like, oh shit,
Little
like, oh shit.
I don't know who you. I don't know Muse yet. I've not read.
You'll meet him.
Anyone, so
You'll meet him. You'll meet him.
Well, I mean, dude, I think the back half of this episode is probably the best part of this season.
Yes.
My favorite part of this season, outside of the finale, is the Alan Omni-Man Battle Beast breakout against the Viltrumites. That shit goes so fucking hard.
When Battle Beast comes out, when breaks him out, Alan, he's like, he opens the cell and we're like, who's this gonna be? And it's just like the aura man.
What does he say? He's like, what does he say? He's like, who dares like enter this area or something like that? And
I love the way he speaks.
Hold on, can we talk about how Nolan was like genuinely concerned for Alan when he saw him come back? Like I love that. I was like,
dude, I love that friendship, man.
I was like, I love that.
I need them to explore that friendship more in season.
He's like, you care about me.
They're so
Bro, that was the best part, is that Alan was letting himself get beat in order to show that Nolan has grown as a person.
Fire, bro. Oh my god, I don't want to read ahead because I want this. Oh, it's gonna be such
a they'll have like a lot more scenes.
Everything else that happened this season, that is the best storyline in the show. And when they show up together in the future, whenever we see them next, that's what I'm most invested in.
They better drop in like Thor and Rocket and Groot.
Yeah.
Or just have like the moment
when the world
they need the whole.
Everyone's getting their ass kicked. You just see Alan, Omni-Man.
Bro, like, dude, Alex, literally thinking of that moment, I think this might just be the best superhero thing ever, like that we've ever seen, bro.
I've said
it's not crazy to say that. It's not crazy to say that at all.
Makes me feel for a while. Like, and it's like also.
Hell, I loved it.
It's really one of those shows too. I don't even criticize like that crazy. I see people nitpicking this, but like it's one of the few shows that makes me like I like overlook a lot of like the flaws because it's just like the emotional experience I go through. I love this.
One thing we haven't talked at all is like the animation. And I genuinely don't think it's bad. Like,
I don't think we need to
I
be
like
talking
it.
about it.
Better than season one.
Yeah.
Stop with nostalgia
Like, it's fine.
bias. The fight
better than season one is crazy.
No, I'll be honest with you. Like Loki does. They look similar
Yeah.
because the fights look better in season 3.
Well, bro, even then, if you compare it to the other greatest superhero animated shows, like Batman the Animated Series or Justice League Unlimited or the Spectacular Spider-Man, like the Invincible animation is arguably better than all of those shows, which doesn't make it bad. Obviously, it's not on Arcane level or like Spider-Verse level. But that doesn't make it bad.
Not trying to be.
It doesn't need to be.
Idea.
Exactly. It doesn't
This reminds me of all we need is good writing, good characters, and a good show. Spectacular Spider-Man. I still remember when everyone was bitching and complaining about the character models and the animation for Spectacular Spider-Man, and that show ended up being the greatest Spider-Man show. Not a peep about the animation ever since then. That's all that matters.
Whoa!
Why do we?
Come on, man.
The simplicity. They're going for it. It looks good. You still got your shadows. You still got your blood. It looks good.
People also forget that this is an Amazon Prime show where every episode costs like $10 to $15 million. Like, this animation isn't
cheap.
It doesn't look. It doesn't look like that because it's cheap. It looks like that because that's how they want it to look. Like, that is the most one-for-one you can get with how these are like drawn in the comics.
And on top of that, we get incredible voice actors and incredible needle drops. Like, stuff that the comics don't have. Like,
there's only one moment where I'll say like is bad, and I didn't catch it like during the episode, so it's not.
Are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
Did you see when they have like the pixels cut out basically? So like I think it's when Mark and Eve are talking on the roof. Like I think when Angstrom Levy's spying on them, one of those scenes. Basically Mark's shoulder is cut off like immediately, and then it's just roof, so they didn't animate the rest of the shoulder. That's the only time I'll say it's lazy. Like at that point, yeah, you messed up, you missed something, it's fine, but like the rest of the show looks great. Like I don't understand.
There's also like
give me a fucking PNG Rudy funeral. I don't give a fuck. As long as the Conquest fight looks good, I don't care, bro.
You can nitpick it all you want. Like there's a scene where it's Conquest, this is later, and Eve. And Conquest has his eye, like it's an eyeball there, where it should be just whited out. But who cares? There's like little mistakes like that happen, and it adds to the show. But back to the voice actors thing, I'm glad that they get these voice actors because when we get to like episode 6 with Powerplex, we need people like that. Like that's what like it adds to the experience. Or Steven Yen, or Jillian James.
Steven Yen's so good, man.
Steven Yen.
Can we gas that man for a second? He's been putting up.
Glaze him.
He's so good in the show. It's unbelievable, dude. Like.
We're almost
his vocal performance is so ridiculous. Like every time he's like screaming, it feels so real, man. Like it hurts me when he's screaming.
The way
like,
he
like
he's so good, man.
Are we talking about Steven Yeun or are we talking about Aaron?
No, Steven Yeun.
No, George. When did you say this? Was it on it might have been on the ReelTok podcast, or maybe it was a TikTok. But you said that you went back and listened to it, just the audio.
Just without anything,
I did that. So what I heard you say that, and then I did that with the finale, and I was just like, I was about to cry just from audio. I wasn't even watching anything. His voice acting is insane.
This is insane. What do you expect me to do?
Is this what you wanted?
He has the craziest like vocal inflections for like his like he's whispering, and he has like stop, and he's like, "What do you stop?" It's crazy. It's fire.
Yeah, his voice acting is absolutely unbelievable. But all right, let's move over. A little sidetrack there. So that was episode 4. We get like that flash forward with Immortal, and then you get the ending with Alan and Nolan. That is important to also note. So Omni-Man reveals to Alan that there are less than 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites in the Viltrum Empire. I am confident that will come back to play somewhere down the line. That number is going to be important. But
no, man. Say you have 40 conquests coming to Earth is going to be an issue.
Disaster.
Yeah, like
I'd be scared if 2 conquests came to Earth, dude.
Like one in Nissa, bro, like caused us.
No, but even bro, he says that after Alan and Omni-Man struggled against 2 Viltrumites with Battle Beast.
I fully respect, like obviously
random no-name ass Viltrumites. Like,
they're
no names, they're nobodies, and they struggle against 2 of them.
So obviously, like it makes it like basically saying, hey, there's a chance. I don't like the odds. I don't like the odds.
Look at what 18 Marks did.
Yeah,
no,
we lost every major city in under 24 hours.
18 marks, that's it. And they weren't even as strong as our mark.
His voice, when he was telling Alan and like the music swelling, I was like, oh my God, this feels like fucking, what does it feel like? It feels like Battle of the Bastards, where you're like, Jon Snow's fucked, but there's hope.
There's only less than 50.
The hope pulls up.
Knowing that, it's fire. Like we still got something. It's not over.
J.K. Simmons is so good in this.
But it's
every line J.K. Simmons drops is
Omni-Man
fantastic.
has been committed to the Viltrumites his entire life for thousands of years, and now he's revealing this secret to Alan, who he has never revealed to even his son. He's never revealed this shit to anyone, giving them hope that now he's fully on their side. And bro, seeing everything that Omni-Man has done, for him to be on the good side is insane. You know, and that's
the Alan effect.
Exactly.
Alan is just such a comforting presence, man. Like, I would also tell him my deepest, darkest secrets if I'm being real. Like, he's just so chill. He's just sitting in there. He's cracking jokes with Omni-Man. They're locked up. It's so sick.
Seth Rogen's just got those chill vibes, man.
I don't know if
why
back to Earth, but the first thing I see, like I'm putting every gun on that man the moment he comes, like in the atmosphere. Like I don't even
fire all the drones.
All of the drones.
No!
You're not taking any risk. Like the moment
you need to wake up
on a cloud in like the Midwest, we are firing everything at.
It's gonna be like that scene in the first X-Men movie where all the guns are pointed at Magneto.
Yeah,
except he doesn't do that.
And he's like, "Wait, guys, I'm good. I turned face. I'm a good guy now."
This shit was so sick.
He's like, what are those supposed to do to me? What are you talking about?
All right, let's move on. Let's just keep the train going. We'll get to episode 5. I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on episode 5. This is probably my least favorite episode of the season. This was the prison.
I'm
episode.
looking it up. I think it is the lowest rated episode according to IMDb, at least.
It felt like, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. The whole episode basically just felt like this massive. I don't want to say
people got mad that it's a filler episode, but like I said, it's
not complete.
It's in the comics. But like I said, it's way later in the comics, so they did pull it up.
Like it's
the only reason I think it felt like a filler is because like I don't think we're seeing Titan again. I don't think we're seeing Mr. Lou again, and like the whole episode was just to get Multi-Paul out of jail. Like that was kind of.
I mean, that. Here's what I'll say. That's not true. That's not correct. So we'll see these characters again. But they need so basically what they're trying to do is the Eve and Mark have their business, Invincible Inc., and they simply just need they need a storyline to pull in. So like that Invincible Inc. storyline does not align with this one in the comics. So they just pull this one in to get the like Multi-Paul storyline from the start of the season kind of like wrapped more condensedly. Because like in the book you have to wait a while for this, and then it's far off, but like when you're telling a TV story, I think it works better to like just pull it into one season of television rather than.
Sadly, the least best title card.
What's this one?
He's telling the prison worker that she's like, I run a small, security business called Invincible Inc. or whatever.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. Least best cool title card. But yeah, I recognize it's not everyone's favorite, but I also think not every story can be world-ending,
exactly.
Battle, and all these stories from the comics are going to get pulled, so you got to assume they're going to do them all, right? So
yeah,
it's just not every the crime underbelly of all like the universe, like Machine Head's back, Mr. Liu, obviously, Titan. We get that.
I love Titan.
That cool throwback.
Titan's cool.
He's when he flies him around again. He's like, this is bullshit. Still is.
Yeah. Titan kind of reminded me of Gambit, specifically from X-Men Origins Wolverine, like just like his mannerisms and his persona a little bit. I might be going crazy, but kind of reminded me of whoever played that character in the live action.
What is blood cooking?
It was Taylor Kitsch.
Nice. Totally from him.
Good job.
That's who he like very vaguely reminded me of a little bit.
Who voices
Interesting.
him? I forget who voices him.
Titan?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, because I was like,
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
great voice.
Mahershala Ali plays Titan
We'll never be
before
Blade.
Blade. Before
We'll
we
never
get
be
Blade.
We see though in this episode, Titan has cleaned
There's
up
only one Blade.
he's cleaned up the streets like he said he would. You know, he actually had to double, cross.
Yeah, see, this is where I feel like this is where Mark's like inability to see the other side is like, well, you're at this point you're just wrong. You're just simply wrong here.
Yeah.
And so it feels really odd.
I like
that he's like.
To be fair though, after rewatching episode 5 and seeing what Battle Beast touch up Mark, I would feel some type of way seeing Titan again. I would have just kicked his ass immediately and sent him to prison. Like, I'll be honest, I would be pissed. Like, he literally.
I thought Titan was cool in episode 5.
He sets him up, and then at the end of that episode, he's like, "Sorry, kid, I got to look out for mine." And I'm like, I get that. But I just got my ass kicked by a fucking space tiger.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to prison. Like, no. So I get that. I fully now understand that side.
I feel like the only reason this one's the lowest rated was just because, like, coming off that high that Sue said of that post-credit scene from the last episode and expecting to get more of that, and then going into this where it's like, oh, it's kind of a side thing. But like you guys said, I love the fact that Titan is the lesser of two evils between him and Machine Head. And we even get a little bit of that with his own city protecting him. Like when he goes to try to find him in the you get a bunch of dudes that are wearing a hoodie. Like, it just shows like the neighborhoods are behind Titan. Like, Mark, lock in, believe in him.
I like this episode, but I mean, obviously, it's not my favorite by any means. But I don't think it's the worst episode we've gotten in this.
It's the least best. But
this is when I was like, this is some Dragon Ball Z stuff for sure. Like, the more I think about the show, it's like Dragon Ball Z, bro. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Frankly, this is anime for white people. That's like
you're kind of cooking. There's a lot of similarities. You got Saiyans, you got Viltrumites, you got one that half blood, dragon.
One thing that I haven't been mentioning is obviously all episodes of Invincible, even starting season 1, the title is always something they say in the episode. So episode 1 was "You're Not Laughing Now." Episode 2, "A Deal with the Devil." 3, "You Want a Real Costume, Right?" 4, "You Were My Hero." 5, "This Was Supposed to Be Easy."
But time out.
Cool to point out
because episode 8 is not, which is weird. Episode 8's not said in the, but like it's it's what I thought. When
I thought you'd never shut up.
When does he say that?
Doesn't Conquest say that to Oliver, or am I bugging out?
I
just rewatched it. I don't think so. So he says this to a future character, which is just kind of interesting, but like not a big character. Like I think his next fight, like I think he says, "I thought you'd never shut up," to the episode 1 of season 4 villain in the comics. Just ball knowledge, maybe not. We'll see.
The only way to fact, I have no idea. Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
We'll watch the episode again right now. Play.
Yeah.
Dox us. Move on to the 3-episode run.
Yeah, let's get to the 3-episode run. Just, dude, one of the best 3-episode runs. Not even in comic book television, man. Just in television.
This or the 3-episode finale of Clone Wars. Definitely 3-episode finale of Clone Wars, but close.
Yeah, they're so close, man. I
I
want to say Invincible just because it's freshest in my mind, but like I know if I rewatch Clone Wars, that last 3 episodes would make me cry still.
Yeah, I got to rewatch Clone Wars in order to determine that. But fuck, it's just credit to how great these last 3 episodes actually are.
Yeah, this is so crazy. So
I just made a video on this, and I was like thinking about what are the greatest 3-episode runs. I was like, I think this genuinely might be up there with like,
dude, this is up there,
Ozymandias, Granite State, Felina. Those 3 episodes with the Punisher in season 2 of Daredevil, like, oh my god,
it's like
that's good.
The Better Call Saul are up there.
I love like the feelings these episodes evoke because like I watched episode 6 and I'm like, oh shit, like there's still 2 more episodes. How are they going to get better than this? Then you watch episode 7, you're like, how do they get better than this? Then you watch episode 8 and it's like, what are they going to do in season 4 that's even going to remotely touch what they just did? Like, that shit was insane. But
they made us feel like Mark, dude. We couldn't catch a break.
I was
oh shit.
I was just like, every time, like,
relax.
Please.
Well, dude, when it comes to episode 6, it felt a lot like I might get hit for this.
Say it.
It felt a lot like the
already know
opening
what
of
it is.
BVS, bro.
It was
Like,
a
You're not.
BVS
It was the BVS. That's
Yes.
immediately what I thought.
over again.
That's
They-
immediately what I thought.
They BVS'd us with the intro of Scott losing his sister and his niece. Everyone in the world thought that.
I texted Alex. I was like, "Please, Alex, tell me, or Alex and Cam, tell me you guys made the correlation with BVS." They were all like,
The first
yes.
thing, and literally was the. You see the going down,
Yeah.
and then
You
literally
see the building come down.
The building.
movie of all the buildings, and you see like in the distance of like Omni Man like flying away, and then like he's like it's great. And I said this on Twitter. I was like, you can't escape Zack Snyder or something like that.
Zack Snyder.
Dude.
Zack Snyder
then-
is the influence. He is the king.
I got attacked, bro. They were like, "You think Zack Snyder invented POVs or something like that?" I was like, "Bro, I was just trolling. I was just joking."
Oh, but all right. Let's. So episode 6, as we already kind of alluded to. So we're introduced to Scott Duvall, and we see that he does lose his sister and his niece during that Chicago battle between Mark and Nolan. This is cool stuff. This reminded me a little bit of obviously BVS, but it also reminded me of Captain America: Civil War when Thaddeus Ross is like showing them clips of New York, Washington,
Or like
Sokovia.
Zemo.
Yeah, Zemo.
Zemo's
and-
like, my son wanted to see the Avengers.
yeah.
How am I going to?
Pretty
Iron
good
Man's
Zemo.
flying outside.
Except he had no choice. He had to watch his sister. Like they tied that into the first season where like Mark's trying to save the building and hold his sister, and then she's the arm that he picks up. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
It was
Yeah,
way
that
more
was
brutal. Yeah.
this show
Yeah.
gets to like very dark levels, which like
Dude,
it's
they-
still cool, but it's like wow.
There's some like
Like you can't do this in live action. You
I was
cannot
just
do
about to
a-
say, yeah,
a
another reason they
arm.
can't
You
do
can't
this.
do an arm like just hanging off a person. Like it's just
It would look.
No
I don't know
way.
if it would look goofy in live action, but like it just wouldn't like hit as hard. Like you
They-
just can't.
What are
can't do
your
that.
R-rated comic book movies? It's Deadpool, which makes jokes of everything. It's Joker, which is more about like just a person being kind of crazy and like you
Yeah.
get someone shot in the head, but that's about it.
Blade,
And-
even Blade doesn't even have that much blood in it. When you look
Blade,
at those
yeah, really.
There's a
Blade's
lot
vampire,
of blood in that
Yeah.
I
first
mean,
season.
but it's like that. It's just that first
but
one.
it's
really.
vampires. It's
Yeah,
vampires.
they
It's
just
not
they
a real
turn into
person.
smoke.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
vampire shit too, and they don't have body limbs.
What
I'm
is
talking
it? Is
about,
there anything else?
the Crow-
Was
the Crow
Watchmen
is-
R?
This would be like
Yeah.
the
So
fourth-
I
like,
pulled it up. So you
Powerplex would
have
be like the fourth movie.
there's Watchmen,
Yeah.
V for Vendetta, Sin City,
Yeah, like, even they-
Constantine,
None of what you
Kick-Ass,
said-
Logan.
None of these. See, this would be like R plus.
Logan.
You can't.
Yeah,
you can't
like-
do this in live action, man. Like
Kick-Ass,
people wouldn't
no.
take well to this.
Bro,
Yeah,
can you imagine
it's
seeing
none
the
of
train
these
scene in
are-
live action? No way we're seeing
Yeah.
that train scene in live action. There's
Oh
no
my
fucking way we're seeing that train
God.
scene in live. There's
It's
no
not
way.
getting greenlit. The CGI, like, it's gonna look. It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
It'd be
Oh,
literally
yeah,
like,
VFX workers.
What's the movie that came out this year? Companion, where Sophie Thatcher walks in and it's got blood all over her. Every scene would be that. Every scene. Companion.
dude, that'd
You
be
think they
so
do-
much
if they-
money.
Realistically, they're going to probably do a live action movie, like without like our consent, saying they want to do some dumb
But you
shit.
got to think we have at least 5 more years before
They
the
made-
show ends.
Brother, they made a
6
live
more
action
years.
Dragon Ball movie.
They will
Don't
make a
make
live
anything.
action, and
They
when
won't
they
make
do,
anything.
I beg.
And we will come.
You think
And
they'll
it
do
will
the
be.
title
It will,
card?
them
I'll be in there.
You think they'll do the
Let them
title
come.
card if they do live action?
Our kids would be like, that'd be our kids' Avengers movie.
I'm taking Bailey.
Yeah.
Taking Bailey to the show. First movie in theater, live action
Pre-ordering
Invincible.
the
This is what
seats
I'm gonna
for
do to you,
2025.
son.
Yeah,
Me and my boy.
Steven yet at
All right.
40 as young.
Let's keep it going with episode 6. So we're introduced to Scott Duvall. Like we said, we lost his sister and his niece, blah, 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 in Nolan and Mark's fight in Chicago. I didn't mean that blah, 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 like disrespectfully, obviously. RIP his niece and sister, I guess. Yeah, that's my bad. But Scott clearly has like this just massive vendetta out for Mark. He doesn't care that Mark was trying to stop Nolan from destroying the planet. He does not give a fuck. On that day, all he sees is Mark and Nolan going at it. Doesn't give a fuck about a reason, doesn't care about anything. So he's got this massive vendetta. And he goes after Mark. So the first time you see him going after Mark, you get like a cool little montage of him. He's a scientist. So he's kind of upgrading all of his capabilities and everything he's, gearing up for in order to fight Mark.
Hold on.
So funny.
Does he-
Yeah.
Does he get a job at the GDA because of that, or did he already have that job?
I think he already
sure
had the job.
He already had the
job. Yeah. Already had the job, I believe.
How convenient.
And they like show him stealing it, but like in the book. But yes, he already had the job.
Okay.
His powers are like, I was like, at first I couldn't process. I was like, he could just get hit and like charge up. So I was like, is this not, you don't feel anything from like getting hit with a bat? I'm like, this is crazy. Like,
that's what I wanted to glaze him for a second, because I think Powerplex is such an interesting character, because not only is he like the physical embodiment of Mark's failures, or like of him trying to save people, whatever, his failures essentially. Yeah, he failed.
For sure.
But like his powers are so like
rooted in pain.
Exactly. Like the more pain he feels, the stronger he gets, which is literally his character. Like
it kind of reminded me
emotionally. You know what I mean?
Like, it reminded me of Black
damaged.
Panther's vibranium suit, where like every time you hit it, like he's like charging up for something. Like that's what I was thinking. That's because like Invincible is essentially just a massive parody of Marvel. It's hilarious that they're doing it better right now, but like that's like now every time I see some new suit or something, I kind of attribute it back to Marvel. And every time he got hit, Eve picked up on that immediately, where she was like, "Oh, I'm not going to hit you anymore." And I was like, "Oh, that's the vibranium Black Panther suit. Like every time you hit it, it charges, and T'Challa can explode."
He's Ryan Gosling.
Well, I also thought about Electro Tasm 2. Little Tasm 2 shout out.
Oh, he's Electro. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Shout out. Come on, man.
No damn Tasm 2 here.
Without Spider-Man.
This episode does take a wildly dark turn. So Scott now like kind of fully in his Powerplex persona, completely ambushes that memorial service that they were holding for the destruction of Chicago, and calls Mark out, uses his wife and his son as bait. Like he ties them up, uses them in a video, everything. So super fucked. That's how badly he wants to get back at Mark.
His wife consents to it.
Yeah, his wife consented to it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like
terrible. She's
terrible
Jane
influence.
She's Jane from Breaking Bad.
I was gonna say, they made her look just like Kristen Ritter. I was like, I love that.
It does look like her. That's
it's insane.
Also,
she's absolutely on Powerplex's side.
This episode has
no question.
Best title.
This episode does have the best title card.
This is the one that was repeated a million times. That shit was
Invincible.
I want truth. I want justice. And I want.
I wish they released the video recordings of him recording in the booth.
Oh yeah.
Morgan. Like,
dude,
obviously,
shout out Aaron Paul.
Clips, but like, we needed
Great
the Aaron
yeller,
Paul clips.
I completely forgot Aaron Paul was even cast in this. So when I heard his voice, I was like, "Oh fuck, he's in this." I forgot about that. And then I was like, "This is a perfect role for him," because he has like that very stressed out yell.
All these tragic
characters
Can't keep getting away with it.
Title card of the season with ease.
Yeah.
When he was screaming that shit in the streets of Invincible of the show, all I kept thinking back to was the finale of Breaking Bad, where he's like, "Tell me that you want this." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like that's Aaron Paul, man. Like that, he has such a distinct voice.
It sounds like every line he says he's gonna cry, basically, and I think that's just like how Aaron Paul talks.
Like, I think it's the point. Like he has that.
Need
so
good,
knowledge. Yeah, he's so, dude. I mean, we'll get to it.
Anger and
by the way, he's
everyone.
coming. You guys know it, right? He's gonna be a voice of someone. I don't know who, but that man Bryan Cranston is coming.
Oh, I'm down.
Didn't Robert Kirkman say like the joke is that they always offer him and he always says no?
Why would he say no?
Aaron Paul's gonna convince him. He's gonna convince him now.
Yeah, Aaron Paul will convince him.
Aaron Paul, bro.
I want to know, like, Supes, you had actually the greatest like fan cast of all time with Mr. Frank Castle as Thrag.
Oh yeah, that's fodder.
It'd be so damn hard.
Let him cook.
Oh, he's going to get something, or he's just leaving us.
Let me tell you something.
Talk to me right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In the middle of my right goddamn mind. And
then in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, we need this man as Thrag. Get him behind the booth.
That is so cool. I love John Bernthal. I will never. I love John Bernthal. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
John Bernthal is one of those actors can show up anywhere, and
He's a hell yeah guy.
He shows up everywhere too.
Like he's a hell yeah guy, bro.
He's in the amateur.
Craziest role,
bro.
He's in King amateur? Richard out of nowhere, Wolf of Wall Street out of nowhere. Obviously like Daredevil and everything.
He's in the accountant too.
The accountant out of nowhere. Dude.
The accountant.
Yeah, I've never seen the accountant.
He's basically like a watered down.
He's gonna be in the air, bro. George, I'm calling it. He's in the amateur for probably like 2-3 scenes at most.
Sick. That's all he needs.
And he's gonna be like probably one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, that's all he needs to make an impact. Just one badass monologue. That's it. That's the Rami Malek movie.
Rami Malek movie? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Powerplex, him and Mark do end up going at it. Mark tries to talk him down because at that point, Mark does know that, you hit this guy, that's not good. What ends up happening, which is just so dark, like one of the darker moments of the show, I would say. Like, I'm really struggling to think of like something that I know, obviously, like the end of like episode 1 in season 1 where Omni-Man beats the fuck out of the Guardians. Like, that's dark as hell. But like from an emotional standpoint, when
they killed like a 1-year-old, like that, this is the worst it gets.
Bro,
his son was a fucking child, man. But yeah, he's hugging Mark, and like I don't even know how to describe his power, but like I guess it's like a miniature.
He's like overcharging.
He has like electricity and like super strength, like electric. But yeah, so as he's like trying to.
Like a match of electronic, like bomb or charge or something. But once that thing
basically
goes
fries
off,
his wife and kid.
Crazy. The camera, so you knew it immediately too. The camera,
you see the Infinity War dusting come out. You see the dusting, dude. It's crazy.
Absolutely fucked. But like that was devastating.
That one had to have gotten you, right? When he's holding the hand, I kind of cried a little bit. As a father to be, I was like, "Damn."
Oh, dude, no.
Like when he's holding a little hand, I was like,
"See, this is my issue." I obviously I knew it was coming when I read the book. I was like, "Holy shit, that's awful, dude." Sammy, you're so screwed, man. I am so soft now with like any kid or anything. But like in season 2, Angstrom Levy is basically holding up. Oliver by the legs, and he's like a little baby at the time, and even that like makes me like emotional, man. Like, you're screwed.
The entire time though, I'm like, this is your fault.
Yeah, no, because literally his revenge. Hey, shout out Aunt May. Revenge is like a poison. What did it do? It took him over. Mic drop. I might leave.
Bro, from the moment his wife was tied up, I was like, bro, why would y'all put this baby in any sort of type of danger? Like,
it just made no sense.
All they needed to do was get Invincible there. Invincible just saw the wife, but like it's crazy. And she consented to this. This was their idea.
And he wanted them out of there. Like he was actively trying to get them out of there before the fight.
When Mark looks at her and she's like, "I'm gonna get you out of here,"
and she spits on him.
Dude,
crazy. Mark was literally like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Bro, I was just like, all right, Mark. In my head, I was like, Mark, grab the baby, Heisman on that hoe, get the fuck out of there. Like, just hit the Heisman, step on her, get out of there.
And I love how this entire episode is basically him living with his guilt. Like at the memorial, he's talking.
Dude, it was Doc Ock. And it was Doc Ock all over again.
Doc
Ock, Spider-Man 2.
It was.
Literally, like, I feel like Mark does not even address the fact that he's a victim. Like, bro, you are a victim. Like, the whole Omni-Man situation, you literally,
But that was so fucked up for Mark because he was, like, battling internally with himself on, like, oh, is all of this my fault?
Yeah.
So the wife and the kid, Powerplex's wife and kid dying, it's just, like, that added extra of layer to Mark where he's like, wow, I fucked up. Like, even though I knew they were, like, loyal to Powerplex, like I still could have saved them. So it's like not obviously fucked up Powerplex, like he's gonna off himself, like that's an insane thing to lose, but like that's just added to Mark's like regression, like mentally, like that had to have fucked him up because he was there, he was literally untying them.
And it gets even worse because when he meets him again in prison and he's like talking to him, like
the prison scene is like the craziest
straight up tells him, he's like, when I get out of here, because I will get out of here, I'm going to kill you. And it's like,
he's still.
I love his like slight monologue of one day, like someone's gonna mess up, a guard's gonna hit me, something's like the switch is gonna move or something like that, and I'll get out of here. I love that little like monologue that he has of just you're screwed. I'm coming.
Can't he just like
bang his head,
hit himself on the
he
wall?
does that.
A bunch of
he hit himself. Like
did he?
He's like barred in, isn't he? Basically.
Right.
I don't know. I don't remember.
So he like can't move. He's like
speaking headbang.
He can literally just.
That's all he can do.
Maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Bite his tongue. Does pain count?
Yeah,
or did he get punched?
I don't know.
You know, like, bro, you know what's crazy is he beat him with a hug too. Like that kind of got me too. When he just hugs him instead of like punch. I was
love wins. Love wins.
And his character is so powerful. Like we'll see in the next episode of reference, but like the fact that he can really just go toe to toe with a mark. Like he's a serious threat.
Yeah, they are. He's not letting up. I really like the character of Scott. I mean, I don't like him morally. I like just like what he means for Mark, like in terms of like Mark's like progression as a hero. He's fucked up, man. He is fucked up to have on the other side of Mark right now.
I think worth noting, not to jump too far ahead, but jump to the next episode. Like he's one of the few characters that killed a Invincible variant. So
yeah,
you know he's got that dog in him. He's got that hound.
DAWG.
That was. I mean, we can move on to episode 7, but that was episode 6. Absolutely insane, absolute insanity. But remember, episode 6. This is where it ends. We're back with Angstrom, and we see the shot of like the multiple marks. Absolutely insane. I had heard, inklings on Twitter of this said Invincible War that was coming. I didn't know what that meant. I had no idea what the Invincible War meant. Everyone on Twitter kept saying like, oh, Invincible War, it's happening, it's coming. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I don't know where we're going. Then you see the shot of all the marks at the end of this episode, and you're like, that sucks. Like, that's not a good thing.
I didn't want to bring this up, but it's literally the post-credit scene from Brave New World done way better. Didn't want to say it, but it had to be said.
I've seen it in the product.
We had this rant in a group chat. We were just like,
except, listen, brother, show us, don't tell us. We know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
That was a sick shot.
The others. Really? What do you mean? What am I supposed to do with that information?
And apparently,
Sam knows. What is Seth supposed to do with that information?
And apparently,
that's the argument.
Everyone's thinking the Illuminati. Like,
Illuminati. That was the dumbest argument everyone had. They were like, "Oh, Sam doesn't know, so of course it makes sense." I was like, "Wait, no. He doesn't even know who the others are. What does that mean?"
It would literally be like Thanos. Like
I would walk out of that interrogation if I were Sam and be like, "All right, this meant nothing to me." Like this guy spewed absolute nonsense.
It would literally be like if someone told Captain Tony or Stephen Tony, like, "Yo, Thanos just put on the gauntlet. He's coming to you now." Like, don't tell me that. I know what's happening. Just show me.
It's way better, like Invincible, when you get caught on your heels, flat-footed. Like it's way more interesting when you have to just like get it. And that Invincible War feels like Infinity War.
What the threat is?
Yeah, we know. The audience knows, but the heroes are scrambling trying to fight back.
Such an insane threat.
All those evil variants, man, Angstrom. You just like I thought you hated this guy. Like you just teaming up with him to attack the one big guy.
He hates the one very specific mark. Like it's that mark he does not.
The best one, the strongest one, the one who's getting out of
in every universe.
The one, like he just got everything, man.
Dude, and then you see them. Let's just move on to episode 7 because we're already there. Dude, you have 16 marks that 18 marks that do not hold back. That's fucked, man. And they're just washing people. At one point, we get like an overhead shot of one of the marks just barreling through people. Absolutely disgusting. Like that was one of the most devastating moments this show has ever given us. Just that one sequence where all you see is all the marks just barreling through cities before the heroes like kick into overdrive. But in that ridiculous episode.
Yeah, I gotta talk about this because even over the season 1 finale and the season 3 finale, this episode was the best episode in the show in conveying like the worldwide threat and danger of like Viltrumites in general. Because in this episode, we have 18 Viltrumites of like Mark from different universes, but like just imagine one. in this episode they convey 18 and they convey the world assembling and like all these different heroes coming together. And I just thought it did the best job in layering the amount of danger that comes with like people that are of Mark's ability.
And think about it, half of them are not even that strong. Like half of them are nowhere even near a Mark level or a Nolan level.
Yeah.
And
one of them took out the entire GDA.
And they're out here literally. All their resources. They're out here taking down like New York, Chicago. With Chicago, man, you got to pack it up, bro. New city, we got to relocate.
Chicago.
Chicago's getting shit on him.
Dark of the Moon.
Over. All of it is over.
Dark of the Moon. What else? What else has Chicago been through? Dark of the Moon. They got it again in I mean, the Dark Knight is basically.
Dark of the Moon literally was like 15.
I'm sure they have plans.
This was like 30. Like it's horrible. It's horrible.
Wang.
It was 18 9/11s to be specific.
And
yeah,
specifically, there's like 3 that like stick with me. The variants, the one with the mohawk on Demon Time every single time. The fact that he made one Invincible variant for like missing his mom, bro, nasty one. The Invincible with the cape, the yellow and black attire, also.
Omni-Mark?
What?
No, that one?
No, the one with it's like yellow and black.
Oh, in the hall, in the alleyway.
Yeah, I forget they
the Mark in the Omni-Man suit was diabolical, man. That was such a fucked up shot, and I loved. We're skipping. There are a lot of big things that happened in this episode, but
yeah, we'll go.
While we're talking about the Marks, there was the shot of the Mark standing in front of New York, and then the shot of the Mark standing in front of Chicago.
The match cut.
Dude, it was cut into every single city with one Mark just standing overhead. Like, this episode conveyed that like level of oh fuck so well, like so unbelievably well. Like that world-ending threat, like it felt monumental in this episode. It was unbelievable.
And they're all I can't go.
But you jump to the like best shot of the show this season was the like through their eyes, and then also like it's a PNG animation, whatever you want to call it, them just standing there and going through the different cities and turning. Right before that though is the Rex the Rex sacrifice that he pulls and drops the hardest bar of the show, my entire goddamn skeleton. Absolutely insane, man. Just the best bar of the show.
We didn't even bring up the fact that Eve got her fucking her leg snapped, and then Mark goes MIA, bro.
The Mark fight with Tommy Mark, and then it's the guy with the yellow mask. And then
he had some aura. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like his suit. His shit was his
aura.
He was the one that was swearing,
Sinister
right?
Mark. Sinister Mark.
They were like chirping each other back and forth. They didn't like the Marks didn't like each other. Like they were funny, man. They were funny, but so fucked up. They were just like, I don't even want to be here. Like one of them just wanted to see his fucking mom. Like he's got to burn cities in order to do that. Like insane.
They were making fun of our Mark.
By the way.
Like you can't handle both of us. You gotta start picking, and then that's when they take out Eve. It's insane. Like
I think we moved. Okay, first of all, like Debbie, smart, leave the house. That was the smartest thing she did.
Very smart.
What else?
I think one of them goes to the house, right? Or he goes.
One of them goes to the house.
That was Angstrom's sweet spot. Like
before that, though, one of them goes to the house and goes like, "Mom, help! I'm hurt," or something like that, and then like she's not there, and he goes, damn it! I was really hoping to kill this one or something like that.
Kill her again.
Yeah, was that the
insanity.
One? Was whatever the last Invincible, the one that deals with Rex? He's the other one that's on Demon Time, or no, the one that that's dealing with Rex or the Guardians of the Globe. He is.
Well, I just thought it was so funny how they were just like wheeling in any superhero. Like we had fucking Boss Baby, bro. When I saw Boss Baby come in, I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to do? Oh my god!
Boss Baby getting killed so quickly was hilarious.
And it was literally. It was like watching Steph Curry go against like a freaking G leaguer. Like it's over. You're not.
It was over.
Ankles are cooked, brother.
Yeah. Who is it? He's also in Breaking Bad. This is just a Breaking Bad universe. Old guy.
What's his name?
Jonathan
Banks.
Jonathan Banks. He was hyped up to play like a major character this season, like a redacted character, and he plays
Captain Britain.
Brit. Yeah. Brit. Come on, let's get if you're getting Jonathan Banks that deep booming voice, get him to do something a little more. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like that. You get a little tech jacket in this.
Well, this is what I mean by like. Oh, go ahead. I was just to say this is what I mean by like. I love when the heroes get caught flat-footed. Like it just makes everything so interesting. Everyone's scrambling, trying to figure things out, and everyone gets their own little character moment. Like Donald, he's like, I want some smoke too. I'm not.
Donald literally. When Donald was like, drops the line. What is it? He says he wants to go out there, and then Cecil's like, "You'll die," and he goes, "This is what I do," or something like that. Fucking bars, Donald. Go on. Yeah, let's go.
Watching are like these heroes just get mauled. Like all of them are getting mowed down with ease effortlessly, which brings me back to the like, dude, who's protecting this planet from anyone? Like,
no one, bro.
It's over. Yeah. Everyone's so. If we did not have Mark or Eve. At this point, I'll go do DoorDash. I'll go do DoorDash. You're pointless. We just need Mark and Eve.
International? Fucked.
International. If Mark and Eve were dealing with someone else across the globe, like what's happening?
Where was Immortal during this time? Am I forgetting? What was he doing?
No, he got his ass kicked by the one.
He got his ass kicked. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing, different day. He gets his ass kicked by a different Invincible there.
Is that the Mark that gets taken out?
Oh, my bad. Did you guys hear that? That's Immortal delivering my Uber Eats. I'll be right back.
Was that the one that gets taken out by
awesome.
The one that Immortal, like Darkwing, takes him into like the Shadow Realm or whatever?
I think that was a different one, but yeah, he takes one into the Shadow Realm.
Darkwing
takes one. Was like, is that the one that was like getting freaky with it? Like he was like, "Oh, you guys are so good."
He's like, "Oh, I killed him too quickly."
Yeah, the one that was talking so much shit.
He punt kicks Immortal's head into like duplicate.
I need to see him in Conquest fight, bro. That's got to be some demon time.
Yeah,
that's
he was talking. Man, he literally said, like, I damn it, I took you guys out too soon. I was having so much fun. Like, that dude was a demon. But that was the guy that Immortal took through the floor.
Yeah, big up Darkwing though. He took him out. Gotta respect it. You know. I don't know if we see him again.
I thought Darkwing was going to be more of a character this season. I thought they set him up in episode.
Remember when Mark like grabs Darkwing like Omni-Man did in the season 1?
I thought he was gonna.
I thought his head was gone.
I was like,
I love when they do callbacks like that.
Reference, but we did.
We did.
Yeah, I thought his head was gonna shatter.
I love when they do callbacks like that, man.
They're still scraping Darkwing 1's head off the fucking concrete.
What was that? Yeah, didn't they leave that for a while? Alex, you just rewatched. They started cleaning it up like
last
season 2. Is it the last episode? Yeah, they left that blood there for an entire season. Like, that's crazy.
Samson's like, yo, we got to earn that. And it's the funniest thing.
It's like you're earning your costume, but you're earning like getting a like clean cave that doesn't have the remnants of the dead Guardians of the Globe. Like,
give me the MCU 6-episode series on the janitors of the GDA.
Do not touch that. Leave the blood.
Mark literally just got packed up. He looks like a vegetable in the ER, and Rex literally says, "You know what? Fuck this. I'm cleaning that." And then I remember he's like washing it. Black Samson grabs me. He's like, "No." And then the group all team up and like are about to attack. He goes, "Like, look at that. We look like a team now." And then Rex smirks. And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's some Disney Channel cornballs, but I like it.
Speaking of Rex, rest easy, my boy. That was
him like a motherfucker.
Can we all Can we all just acknowledge him real quick? Everyone get the ones up.
Oh, bro, we also have to acknowledge the fact that Rex in the beginning of this episode having a great time with Ray. They hug, and he's like, "I'll see you later."
Famous last words, bro. I knew
they had.
Bro, as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh, the boy's cooked."
Yeah, they had such a cute. Dude, they had a really cute moment on the roof where they were like,
yeah,
she was essentially like, "Let's just leave. Like, let's go live normal lives." And then Rex gives this really like kind of heartbreaking monologue where he's like, "What do you mean normal? Like, I was stolen from my parents. My name's not even my name. This is all I know. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, this is all I have. This is all I know." And like, again, just good voice acting, man, because like he conveyed that emotion so well. And then it was cute. They shared a kiss, and you just knew game over. Like, he was not making it back, man. Goes out like a hero. They were setting it up all season, like Cam said earlier, where they were giving him moments throughout the season that make you like him more and more as we like approached episode 7. Just for that scene to just feel so much more emotion. He's like, "You forgot I got one more thing, my skeleton," and boom. Awesome way to go out, man. That was like that was a Gambit X-Men 27 way of going out. X-Men 97 way of going out. Just dropping a hard bar, explode. Bang.
And
The
then
name's Rex, money.
the beginning of this episode too, he says to Ray, he's like, "This is the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like I'm finally like."
Now his brother's cooked.
And then Ray Lilly is driving and sees the Guardians HQ blow up, and then like,
Oh, that shot was heartbreaking.
literally, isn't that before the Billie Eilish needle drop happens? Is it like
It happens as it happens, I think.
By the way, like I don't know if you can see just.
That needle drop literally gave me goosebumps. Like that, I heard, dun, 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 and I was like, no way did a Billie Eilish needle drop of maybe my favorite song of hers in the middle of an Invincible episode. And the rest, they played the whole song, which is kind of crazy. I did not expect that. And it was just 3.5 minutes of just dead people, burning cities, Mark fucked up, Eve's leg snapped. It was like 3.5 minute compilation of the shittiest things that happened in this episode, all to Billie Eilish's original song, When the Party's Over.
I don't know, man. I don't think she wrote
it. Dude, I think there was way too much of a contrast between like everyone helping the world and Mark just being in the hospital resting next to Eve.
Yeah.
Dude, Oliver was like putting his fucking life on the line type shit. You know what I'm saying? Actually being about smoke 24/7. And there were points where you were like, where honestly during that episode, I was like, dude, Mark, you can't be resting next to Eve right now when the world is getting sauced up right now.
Get out there, bro. Get out there.
But it's
bro was trying to farm some Spider-Man 2 aura. I was like, he's trying to go through his own little. I don't want to be him anymore.
Mark's like,
we even got that shot of like the mask hanging off the thing. I was like, yeah, you got it, slick,
blueprint.
I was like, Sam Raimi, the blueprint. Come on, man.
Really tell him like Mark, you have to get out, bro. You cannot keep. You have to get out. Come on.
This is
whether it's hers or not. Very good song. I'll say that.
It is.
I'm not. Whether it's hers or not, who knows?
The question is still up there. We don't know. We don't know if
we're still floating the idea out on if it's hers or not.
We don't know.
Good song. Either way.
Yeah, that was the sickest needle drop I've seen in a TV show in a very, very long time. That shit hurt, man. That was unbelievable. But end of the episode, the king arrives, man. Yeah. What did I miss? Did I miss something?
The only reason why we win, we have a little win, is because Angstrom Levy calls them all together. And that's when they have that dialogue. And they're talking, they're just like going back and forth. The one Invincible's like, man, I just kind of miss my mom. And then the Mohawk's like,
the other Invincible's like,
and they're
like, Mark's like, what are you, a pussy, bro?
And then one of the Marks is like, man, I just miss my like William, which means that like low key they were a thing in that universe. And then it's literally like they're all the same person. He's like, why don't you relate to this? Like we're all like still the same person. Like, you know what I mean? And then Angstrom, they realize like, wait a minute, you're not holding up the end of your bargain.
Yeah,
we want to conquer more worlds. And he sends him to like the MCU's The Void, which is where like, isn't that where he killed Angstrom in that?
I thought he sent him
to
he got him to Arrakis.
Oh yeah,
great Angstrom.
Like, you screaming, he's not here. He's not going to hear you. That was amazing. And I sadly have been spoiled. I know what happens in that Void, and I wish I did.
Well, don't tell me, man.
Someone tweeted a comic panel.
I don't even know what happened. I don't know what happened.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Did we talk the Angstrom fight? I went and got.
Now we're getting there.
No, we're getting into it now. Go.
Oh, by the way, this was another moment when I texted the group chat and I was like, please tell me you guys made these correlations. One being the X-Men 97 Gambit thing, and then the next one, which we'll get into.
Oh yeah,
I think this is like the best. Like this is where I thought like Mark's figuring this shit out. Mark knows what's going on now. Like obviously he's flying, not going through the portals, not getting caught lacking there.
Yeah.
He's slapping the damn ground. He's got his hands up. He's about to make a defensive stop. Like this is, he knows what's going on.
That 138% shit is showing off right now.
That's the best controlling his powers we've seen. Like he literally, like obviously in season 2, like I watched that finale. He goes into every portal. He's getting shit on. Like he literally can't control. But like this flying, he's like stopping the flight. Some of the portals, he's dodging, weaving, bobbing and weaving. It's going crazy.
Yep. But again, Angstrom, bro, head not big enough. We need more head in there. This man threatened his family again. That's how he locks in. Stop threatening his family. Like I keep saying, bro, co-workers, family. As soon as he threatened the family, he was like, what you say?
Whoa, is that like
I mean, you got to be so dumb to drop the I'm going to kill your entire family of this guy that hates you. He's going to lock in, man, you know?
He sends all
And then
those
Conquest
drones.
has the same shit later on. Idiots.
He fires all the drones now at him, and that was the most Far From Home coded scene ever, bro. The Peter Tingle walked in, and then he just starts like
The real Spider-Man 2, Far From Home.
Except he's dead.
Stop it, man.
Drones! No!
Sammy,
Oh,
just real quick.
Rank Spider-Man 2, Supes.
Which one, Toby or Far From Home?
No, just all of the Spider-Man 2s. There's four. There's four.
Spider-Man 2.
The game. Toby, Andrew.
Oh, the game is not better than Toby. Spider-Man 2 is not better than Toby.
You have the game number
I
one?
don't think so either.
You have the game number one?
Wait.
No.
You want worst to best?
I have Spider-Man 2, TASM 2, the game, and then Far From Home. Far From Home.
Wait. No, but you
the
gotta.
worst fucking live action Spider-Man movie I've ever seen.
What
about across? You got to cross.
Better than Homecoming.
Across the Spider-Verse. You gotta cross the
Mickey Mouse.
Spider-Verse.
Better than Homecoming.
Oh no, Across is better than Far From Home. I will say that for sure.
I would.
Thank you.
Across is the best damn movie ever.
Sammy has
Across is better than
I mean, look.
or Spider-Man 2.
Literally the
nuts. That's
two
Supes. I love your TASM 2 defense, though. That's awesome. The suit looks cool, and it's a good-looking movie. Don't get me wrong.
Sammy has convinced me it's
those are
Spider-Man
literally
2,
the
Across,
only two posters I have.
Across.
And Spider-Man 2.
Across and yeah, I love that poster. That's awesome.
VHS Spidey 1.
Across, Far From Home. Never played Spider-Man 2, but we'll go Spider-Man 2 movie, TASM 2, Spider-Man 2 video game.
All right, let's lock back in with Mark.
Mark.
Yeah, how do we
Episode 7. Back half of episode 7.
Yeah, the drones.
Back scene of episode 7.
Yeah.
Oh, this is when he says, "Angstrom, give me your neck."
Yeah.
So he fights. He beats the drones, and then you got
Oliver.
You got Oliver in his ear.
Oliver crazy.
Stop killing him.
That's a great voice, Alex.
And then Mark's like he's I love Mark because like I feel like I get it, bro. He's like hesitating, and then of course this fucker gets away, but he grabs his arm, and we leave him with something. We're leaving with something.
We're leaving here with something.
He hits him with the what's his name? Not Corvus Glade, Ebony Maw. No, not Ebony Maw. What's the other one? Obsidian. Black Obsidian lost the arm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Everything's an MCU reference. I love it.
Everything's an MCU reference.
MCU is everything. It is everything.
Stop.
And then that's when
it's all slop.
That's
it's
when
all slop.
We meet the technicians. We meet the cool.
Yeah, the technicians are basically like, Angstrom Levy, you've promised us this, and you have not returned anything. We saved your life, and you suck.
He's such a bitch too. He's like, fix me, whatever.
No,
help
but
me,
that was
my
such an
arm.
episode that felt like it felt like a series finale. That episode.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the cool part. I thought that's the best part about like this season and like this book is that it just doesn't let up. And like this was a season finale of any other show and any other comic book, but like they write it so well, obviously. And it's pulled from the source material, but the source material is the exact same of like right after it's done. Conquest, bitch, in your face, on your fucking dome. It's crazy, man.
Is there anything?
No, and it was nice that like everyone knew Conquest was fucking coming.
Oh
but,
yeah.
Like, when we actually heard that voice and that shadow overthrow Mark, we were like,
dude, so underrated. Conquest pulls up, gives his monologue. Mark just looks at him and goes, "Bro, this is not a good time right now." Like, and I was like, "That's so fucking funny. Like, that's such a funny line."
He's just like, you know what? Now I'm just gonna hit something as hard as I can. And Lily just looks at him.
Even me as a viewer, I was like, "Bro, give Mark a break. Like, why did Conquest have to pull up right now?" And then Mark was like, "Dude, not a good time." And I'm like, "That's funny. That is a really funny line right there. That's a well-written line."
My biggest fear of this season was the season ending that way.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought. It was gonna be that punching and then it's over. And I would have been really upset. And
we all would have been like,
years.
"Fuck this shit!"
No,
like it's a huge weight between the Invincible War and then the whole Conquest battle. And
they just gave it to us.
Battle could have opened up season 4 easily. But like,
I think they did such a good job with ending it like this.
And it's literally like we go from Mark like trying to help rebuild the city, like he's just helping people, and then boom, and then the moment season 4 or the last episode of the season finale starts, We get the title card, which literally you blink, you miss it. It's after the recap, and then we going at it. It's special, man. It's special.
And we didn't even talk about before that when Powerplex is like, all this is his fault. Why did he keep doing this?
Can someone take him out, please?
Yeah, poor guy, man. Like, someone get Powerplex
From
great.
He's like, yo, Ollie, catch this shit.
Yeah, Oliver and Mark are like, don't hit him. Just, and he's pushing him to the ground, and he gets arrested. He's like, fuck you. I hate you.
That's literally the face palm and
hey, at least Powerplex got like one variant. He got one variant.
Oh, he got his lip.
Yeah, he got to take one out.
He did take one out.
Deep fried that, man.
Deep fried,
dude.
How many died this episode? Like, what was it? They say like 8.
I think they killed like 3 or 4, 5.
I think it went down to 10.
It went down to 10, right?
Or maybe 13. So Tech Jacket got one, Rex got one, Darkwing,
right.
Cecil,
Powerplex, and Cecil got one.
I think it is. Yeah.
Did we say the one Oliver killed already?
It was like 8 to 10 in the final.
Did Oliver kill one?
The long hair one.
They
The one that
literally
looked like Wolverine.
They say to Angstrom, they're like, why are we doing this, bro? We've lost like half of our fleet. Like,
Yeah, it was like 8 to 10 in the final circle, and then they moved on.
Hey, by the way, I called Tech. What's his name? Tech Jacket. I called him a woman.
Tech Jacket.
That's all me. That's all me, gang. I was
Not
unfamiliar with this game. I was unfamiliar with this game. Didn't know it.
Yeah,
I don't read ahead.
I didn't
That
know
was
who he
on me.
was, and then I saw him. I was like, who is this guy? He kind of tough.
I thought it was a girl, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The wolf. I messed with the wolf guy. What's his name? Wolfman.
So yeah, the
Wolfman.
Wolfman storyline. I'm sure they'll do it next season. Is a good one, but I'm shocked they're like. I don't remember him like ever showing up in the comics. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's in this compendium I just bought. The other one, the Invincible Universe, the one that's not the main one.
He's got a good.
He's
got a good storyline.
I heard from Bull Knowers that scene with the wolf was supposed to be Spawn. But they obviously don't have the.
Yeah.
Which like Spawn in this universe? Oh my god.
Did that happen? Did you read up to this point, Cam?
Yeah, I'm past this.
He's past this.
So was it? Wait,
I didn't know.
Was Spawn in there or no?
I don't think so. No.
Who the hell?
Not that I remember. I really struggle to remember. Huh?
Misinformation.
Someone spread misinformation.
Someone's spreading more misinformation. What's going on?
Let me get back to you. My books have my Spawn is?
Spawn is in the Invincible War.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, I frankly I might just not know ball that well. I also really struggle to like remember remember what I saw in the show and what I read in the book. So that's why I also don't know if I want to keep going. But yeah, the Wolfman storyline is a good one. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new heroes in this, and then a lot of guys that will be delivering my DoorDash come next season for sure. They're not going to be able to.
Shit, boys. We also got we still got to talk about Conquest. We got to talk about the post credit scene, the setups, all of it.
Let's
George. They didn't do it, but to do it, man. It's fight night. Let's get to it. Come on, George. Fight night. George, lead us. George, lead the way, George. I'm ready.
I mean, we'll just get into it. Episode 8. I mean, all fucking hell breaks loose. That was
stand ready for my arrival.
Yeah.
What was everyone's opinion of Jeffrey Dean Morgan after the first episode or after like episode 7?
I thought
I didn't fuck with it after episode 7. Fucked with it heavy at episode 8.
Dude,
episode 7 was a little like you see this person. I thought it should have been like Hugo Weaving's Megatron. That's what I was hoping for with like Conquest, man.
But I think based on the image, I would think something like Kratos, right, or Thanos.
Yeah.
Once we get to episode 8 and you learn more.
Once you get to episode 8, it works. It works really well.
It makes his personality so much more like layered and vibrant, and like
we got TikTok brain rotted with them fucking
the AI voices, like
the AI.
The Josh Brolin, get that shit out of here, bro.
Yeah.
We got TikTok brain rotted until the episode actually came out, and we were like, holy fuck.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan has like crazy writers. I feel like he's not that big to have as many writers as he does.
Oh, bro, there's Walking Dead fans are crazy, bro.
Yeah,
they love
Dead.
That's a very popular character.
The boys?
I mean, like,
he got boys fans behind
the boys now.
Oh,
yeah,
now
he's got that cult.
Boys.
He's got that. He's got
no.
So
that's what I'm saying. But like, he's not in like, and he's not like a major actor. I don't think.
Don't hate.
I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan a lot. Hey, that's Danny Duquette in Grey's Anatomy. Damn it. That's ball knowledge right there for you.
Evil Robert Downey
You
Jr.,
got
bro.
Grey's Anatomy ball knowledge in an episode 8 review right now. This is special, man.
I love
Yes,
that.
sir. Okay,
But
Conquest.
Conquest. He is sick as fuck. I love the way they handled him, dude.
I think we should go about this episode from moment. Like we don't skip, we just start from like the beginning of the fight and we go from there. Like we literally just
Because it's literally it's straight hands
for 20 minutes.
Straight hands. So
Basically,
it's biblical levels of hand throwing, bro.
They have that first fight, and Mark gets his ass kicked, and this is when Conquest starts dropping his bars. He drops bars throughout this damn episode, but this is where Anissa would tell you that the Viltrum Empire would make this planet a haven.
When he said that, though, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh my God, we need Battle Beast with this motherfucker right now.
He was like, I don't give a fuck what the Viltrum Empire wants.
I'm just here to deliver hands.
I do this because I like it. No. Yep. I do it because I love it.
In the middle of the fight, he's like, more! What more? It's so good.
Yeah. Bro, him and Battle Beast are chasing the same thing, which is so tough, where it's like, they don't care about winning. They just care about the most epic fight of all.
That Craven mindset. That Craven mindset. I just want to be the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I love this episode because like Invincible is it's not one of those where like Invincible gets his ass kicked for 99% of it and then he finds the way to win kind of thing. Like he's putting up hands for a good amount of this episode. He's getting his ass kicked for sure, but he's throwing some punches.
I love how we get like Man of Steel times 50.
Oh yeah.
Off of the rip, like the first punch, the shockwave in this episode.
The shockwave was crazy.
They turned frames are amazing.
They had shit bouncing like the club, bro. People were bouncing in a bouncy house. I was like, oh my God.
The smoke, everything just like going through the city. Buildings are flying left and right. And that's
literally Conquest took Mark's face and you see bodies flying. Like he's throwing Mark through people, through cities, and you just see arms, limbs, legs flying everywhere. Like this man, he has so many bars in this entire episode. I think my favorite monologue was where he was literally just like for whatever reason, I had no mission parameters. They said take Earth by what any means necessary. And he's literally showing. He's like, I'm just having fun right now. Like
he's just trying shit.
And
he's out there trying.
Like he's going for shit. And literally that fight,
bro. Him giving Mark a pep talk is insane.
Yes. Oh yes. We skipped that. Oh my God.
So after the first like initial speech. After the first initial speech, they start fighting again. They go up to like Mark throws him up to space. He's got blood down his face, so like Mark's throwing hands. He makes the blood that he spits out into a heart and then breaks it, which is just crazy. They fly down. They fight a little bit more. They fly through they fly through the city, and I think this is where. After he gets his ass kicked a couple times, this is where Mark hits him with the stop. Wait.
We hit him with the Chris Pat against dinosaurs, bro.
The transition from literally Mark's getting punched into like 50 different buildings and then through a truck that explodes, and then it cuts to Oliver on the water as the city's toppling down. And he's coming into the fight because obviously he's going to ride or die for his bro. Oliver redemption arc was special this season. I loved it.
He was smacking Mark to different tri-state areas.
I don't give a. I'm defending Oliver with my life. I don't know. That's the best little brother you could ever have.
Shout out Debbie in this one as well when she's like, you stay far away and you hit him when you can and you get out of there. Like, shout out Debbie, man.
Shout out
typing this boy
up.
By
the way,
the crazy thing is oh no, you got
it. When do child labor laws come into effect? By the way, I'm just saying.
Real.
This man
don't care. Don't care.
I don't care.
At this point, we got Oliver over Immortal, bro. We don't care.
Okay. And then after he goes through all those buildings and the thing explodes, he like best animation in the show. His hair is flowing.
His hair is flowing like crazy, and it's the ground. The dust.
The stop.
You know what's crazy? You know what's great? Like he actually stopped, and I was like, "Oh shit, is it gonna work?"
He hit him with one of these.
He's crazy. He said, "You think I can use my nuts?"
Dude, how about Oliver trying to
catch up? I'd be crazy on the offensive line.
That was insane, Cat.
Bouncing through the city, But even before that, too, like every single time Mark looked up, I swear, with straight hands. And that one scene where he's like looking down at the first punch, he's like spits out all the blood ripples because his like there's like
because he knows
down, and then he just looks at me as like it's like damn,
like, bro.
Yes.
It was like the T-Rex water joke.
Yeah,
in
Jurassic Park.
In that scene, I was like, that's the best animation in the entire show. Like we haven't seen
I'm just
better
thinking,
animation.
how are we going to rebuild this?
He literally
Yeah.
did the Willem Dafoe meme.
these.
Oh shit! I just realized that. I didn't even know what hit him.
When does he say the well, we'll get into Oliver joins the fight now, and he's
so this is when he starts like this is when Conquest is like, I think I know how to get you. Like he's trying to get him on his level.
Yeah,
He knows
he's
Mark's
trying to
really
hype him
bad.
up.
he's like, don't
And
Before he
then
gets
he
to the pep talk, the pep talk.
don't
This is
give
before
up.
the pep talk.
Do this. You still
This is
gotta
before that pep talk. He sees the innocent bystanders. He's like, I could just kill all of them if that gets you going. And then that's when Oliver hits him with the uppercut from hell.
Yeah, he looks
And,
don't give up. Do you see the right motivation? And then he looks at it like Man of Steel reference. Looks at him.
What's he say? Like get ready
bro,
for a big ass
can't.
beatdown.
Bro,
Get
Snyder's blueprints in a lot of this fight, bro.
Oliver went crazy for 5 seconds. He went crazy. Get ready for this. And he just goes.
And then Conquest locked in and just threw him across 3 avenues into a building like he was a fucking softball.
And then he starts spitting out the blood and the teeth come out. It's dude. That was crazy though, because like you haven't lived that long. This is like your first fight where it's actually a challenge. This is like mimicking like season 1 basically of Mark getting his ass kicked.
There's a scene
But
where
the
Mark.
fact that he's still like, bro, he got. I've never seen a character in history get spiked that hard, and for him to still like, bro,
like basketball
about it, and then he started throwing up. He was like, ready to go, and then he was like, oh shit, I got teeth falling out of my mouth.
Yeah,
and then Conquest pulled up and started ripping him apart.
And then Conquest pulls up and explains how the human body is going to get ripped in half. He's like, your muscles go first, and then your vertebrae.
Crazy,
and then
he's like,
skin is going to tear.
And if you're able to survive that, that's when your skin rips. And
and you want to know why he's able to do that? Because the scene before, he's like, I'd like to know who I'm dismembering. Mark's like, stay away from me. He's like, I'd like to just talk to him. And he just bitch slaps him into that building.
Yeah,
bro. We forgot Mark got a little headbutt in on him, by the way.
Mark got a crazy headbutt.
Bro, by the way, he knocked him back so bad. It reminded me of when Steph Curry crossed up Chris Paul. He made him touch earth, bro. It was crazy. I saw Conquest lean back, touched earth. I was like, oh my god.
And then I love how Conquest he just gets turned on by this. He's like, okay, I like this.
Right before this, Conquest,
it's battle beast shit, bro.
Right before this, Conquest says one of my favorite quotes. It's when Invincible's telling Oliver to get out of there. And Conquest like comes and attacks him and goes, idiot. And he says something, and then he's like, where is your Viltrum heart? I won't believe it until I see it in my hands or something. He drops that bar.
It's the Kratos Thor scene from from God of War Ragnarok, where he's like, I'm not leaving until I see the real,
full face palm like a basketball through buildings, dragging him across concrete as he says it too. Like this, just the disrespect is insane.
And Debbie's just like, God fucking damn, I gotta do this again. I'm watching my son get literally, and both my son, like, it's just like literally getting devastated. Also, the city, we gotta relocate, man. Everything's gotta get relocated.
Chicago is leaving this season with billions of dollars of property.
They say don't be in cities like during this or something like on the news is like get out of the city kind of thing. The crowd that gets ran through by Mark and Conquest. Well, they're on a beach, man. They're on a beach.
And is that right after? Oh wait, is this when? Okay, wait. This is after Oliver is about to get ripped. He comes back, and then he takes.
This is the speech.
Oh, and he's like, I met your father. He's like, I used to be your father, and he's like, I wish he
died. He just got executed. I wish I could tell him that I killed you or something.
And is that when Eve comes in? Is that when Eve comes in after?
So no. Conquest fights him across the world, throws him in the ocean, but he's going so fast he's skipping across the water like a rock.
Like
Mexico, and then he runs.
Cuba, that's where the final fight happens. Mexico. Cuba.
Yeah, he runs him like into like the beach of people, basically the train scene again, runs through people's domes.
He said,
And then
anyone can get it, bro.
Yeah,
Men,
literally
women, children,
anyone can get it.
dogs, anyone.
Hey, Mark, Mark, you've been through this. Can we stop moving our arms? Like, let's just tuck it in. We gotta stay with as many bodies as possible. But
this is when he takes back shots. He's taking the back shots.
That man flashbacks and back shots. Crazy,
dude. I love the reveal of Adam Eve coming in. So obviously she was knocked out for the episode, right?
Hold aura moment from her when she's like, "You can't even
on your
walk."
left.
They're like, "You can't even walk." And she's like, "Do you think I need to?
Do you think I need to?" Yeah, she's so flying.
Cool. So
and Cecil's like, please don't make me do this, Eve. And she's like, you don't have a choice. But then when she shows up,
that moment wouldn't have hit as hard if we didn't get the Adam Eve special, where we saw
I agree.
full capabilities and how they put mental blocks in her to block her full potential.
Man, really shout out Eve, bro. She finally said, fuck the walls. We're gonna lock in and do some creative shit. We're gonna
still using some walls, but we're not all walls.
We're gonna do some spiky balls.
We're using spikes now.
Bro,
we're gonna heighten the density of the air.
She put his
the
head.
density of the air was awesome.
That was sick. She put his head in a bubble, Doug.
And then she traps him in water, like some fucking water bending.
That was
shit.
cool. One of her balls had water.
This is special.
Literally.
Yeah.
She puts on the armor. She's like, let's go.
She was on some Green Lantern shit, man.
And then
but I do love right before she comes in, you don't see her fly in, you just see the pink wall, and immediately it turns not to her but to Mark, and he's just no,
he's like,
please.
no.
It was some Peter Gwen shit. I was like, am I reliving this?
Yep.
He's like, get out of here, Eve.
But while we're here now, her entire back and forth with Conquest leading up to her death, essentially, dude, that genuinely had me goosebumps.
Bro, I was locked.
Tears. I was like, no way. I was like, please
stay
don't
away
do
from
this.
her. Get a job, Conquest.
Yeah, I was like, bro, Mark's been through enough this season. Take Oliver, take anyone else.
Whoa! Oliver.
Take Adam Eve's dad, bro.
Take Adam Eve's dad.
Anyone, take Immortal. Fucking make him mortal, bro.
What did he do to Eve? He ripped a hole through her stomach.
He punched her
straight through her.
He breaks the armor first, and then he literally dismembers her jaw and face. And I was like, oh my god,
that was fucked because Eve had all the armor on, and he was like, armor off the leg, arm, waist, chest, face, and then he just goes in on.
And then he punches her through the stomach, and then he drops the bar of "You're so pretty, we don't have this on Viltrum" or something like that.
It's just such a waste. That's what he said.
Such a waste. Yep.
And Mark has
and then he drops her. And Mark freaks out, catches her, brings her down, and obviously she's dying.
And we all made the correlation. I know we all did.
Yeah. Peter and Gwen, TASM 2, everything's TASM 2 coded.
Stay with me.
Stay with me, Gwen.
No, please.
That was, and then that's when Mark drops maybe his hardest bar of the entire show, where he's like, "I've seen the future, dog. You do not live to see tomorrow." And Conquest then says something like,
he says, after all of this, you're still threatening me. And he says something like,
trying to impress me.
I'm beginning to really like you, or something like that. And then
you're starting to impress me.
And then they get in the fight. And I love when, I'm pretty sure, as I've read about the comics and such, not reading the comics, but reading about them, I believe Mark's human side of ability for adrenaline to kick in is what makes him different than Viltrum's or Viltrumites. So that's why he can be stronger than a Viltrumite, is because he has human adrenaline that kicks in. And I love in this episode where Conquest is being angry doesn't make you stronger. That's not how this works. And then Mark starts kicking his ass, bites his shoulder. I guess before that, breaks his metal fist. and his
breaks
own
his
arm.
hand. Like, it's so
breaks
yeah.
his hand. Mark broke his hand. That was
I
I thought he broke like his whole arm, man. Like back to his
Bro,
elbow.
His wrist is just popping out. And also, before that, his thigh, his like thigh is like popping out.
Oh yeah, he karate chopped the shit out of his thigh, bro. I forgot about
so Mark is just like he's overall's getting he's got
two limbs. He's working with two limbs at this point at the end of the episode.
You have a metal arm? Not anymore, dude.
Not anymore. No. Bro, he has two limbs, and it obviously builds up to the Conquest monologue of the episode,
dude,
which is insane because it wasn't even in the comic.
Pokes him down. He's just like he starts.
I'm so lonely.
I read the funniest tweet. I read a tweet that said that wasn't even scripted. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was just like using this as a therapy session. He's
bro,
like,
the whole time I was like,
lonely.
I don't know.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me. No one wants. No one talks to me. No one wants to be friends with me. They think I am unstable.
Has to be a virgin. Has to be a virgin, by the way. And no way.
They send me from planet to planet, committing atrocities in their name.
The way it's
Conquest. My name's not even Conquest.
Like blank eye.
Oh, on his eye. That's so good.
Yeah. The way it's focusing on his like blank eye, where there's like zero life in it.
That's so good.
I heard a theory that Battle Beast scratches eye like that.
Well, they have the prequel Battle Beast series.
I was playing.
Works. Which
I was playing. That's misinformation.
Say that again.
That could be a thing, though.
I think Ned Leeds did that actually.
Oh, it's gonna be a cat.
CEO of Sex. Watch Novocaine in theaters right now.
Fire, bro. That movie's actually a lot of fun.
We will be there. We will be there.
Worst shot of the entire show, and I mean this like complimentary. Like I just hated the shot, but it was a very good shot. When like you see Eve's body on the floor mangled, and Conquest and Mark just going at it in the back. Like that was absolutely disgusting because you see like they don't hold back with these mangled bodies, man. They really show you everything.
Conquest literally adds so much depth that I just was not expecting. Like just such vulnerability for a Viltrumite that like literally is just this warmongering murder machine. Yeah. And just has that moment. I just sat back like, holy shit, wait. He has a little tragic arc that I just didn't expect to get. And he literally says, take it to your grave. And
yeah. When he drops the like, I could cry, but no one would care. And then he's like, take it to your grave.
Toxic masculinity, man.
God, man.
This
is what happens when you don't have
I feel for Conquest.
There were literally people that were
when you
genuinely terrified that they were going to redo the Anissa thing as like a Conquest in this moment. Like there were people that were scared when Conquest was giving that monologue. That Conquest
came off a little
the Anissa moment in the future.
I just saw it as like a mutual, like he's about to kill him, right? He thinks it's over, and it's just like you've been a worthy competitor. I'm confessing, and like it's just it's something I was not expecting from this like literally just mindless murder machine. But clearly, it just.
But again, it's one of those things where they just elevated so much from the comic.
Yeah,
like this one monologue layered Conquest so much more than what we get from the comics.
And it gives you
the episode was sick already at that point. Like they did not have to go out of their way to give him that like added humanity. But
it's literally
you gotta
like,
respect the fact that they did.
Yeah, it's literally like someone that has no work-life balance. Like his entire motivation, purpose for existing is his job. Like which is relatable to a lot of us because if you think about it, there really is no work-life balance. Like our work is our life. That was pretty interesting.
Like toxic masculinity in that too. It was really
What else was I gonna say? Oh damn, I had something else to say. Oh, and it's also interesting because like, bro, Conquest is Omni-Man if he never met Debbie and had Mark and had feelings.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it,
kind of.
Like another layer. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Like that's what he could have become.
Legacy moment.
You know
legacy Eve moment.
Give it to us. Come on now.
If Omni-Man was sent to take over Earth, why didn't he just do it immediately? Like, why did he build a life on Earth? Did they ever explain that? Like, Conquest came and was going to take over Earth in like less than 35 minutes.
I think he was.
No, you're supposed to build up the planet. You're supposed to build up the planet to join the Empire.
Yeah, you're prepping it, and so he basically
you're prepping it to join the Empire, not to like overthrow the entire planet.
He saved Debbie.
All right.
You kill the people who oppose you, but
you're
prepping it to join the Empire. That's
so there's no resistance. It's a smooth transition because they had heroes in there.
Dude, after this episode, here's my hot take. I got Conquest number 5 all-time best like superhero villain. Number 5 all-time behind Heath Ledger's Joker, behind Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, behind Anthony Starr's Homelander, and behind
Good pull.
Josh Brolin's Thanos. I got Conquest number 5.
I don't know if he's up there yet. I like that. I like that.
No,
Top-
I got him up
top
there.
five
I
is
got him up there
not-
already after this one episode, bro.
I don't know about top 5.
Yeah, because we also have Jan Rog. We have Malik.
Get this guy.
We have Darben. I mean, we have the leader. I mean, we have just some great.
You can't put a number 5 that compares to him. Killmonger.
Where are we all sitting right now
Killmonger's
with
so good,
Cecil
dude.
and
Killmonger's
not
a good villain.
I
burning?
feel like before we have to talk about that Legacy Eve moment. Like we have to.
Yes.
Oh yeah, duh,
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
Her finally
That was-
cutting loose, and we saw it in the special, and we just saw like the blockers removed. She revives herself, heals herself, and it's like her Phoenix Force moment, her Jean Grey Phoenix Force. It literally turns that obliterates friggin' Conquest into a Titan from Attack on Titan, burns him entirely, and then after that, Mark sees like.
I love when he stands up and is like, "This time I'll make sure your dad is crazy."
Stay away from her! And he just comes in, and Mark starts going crazy, wailing with the left hand,
And then his arm gets broken again. His left arm this time, right?
Yeah.
And Alex, you sent the audio earlier of, "I've got more than enough fight for you, boy."
and then
There's
he
can't
goes,
you see?
he goes, not nearly, or something like that. What does he say? He's like, not enough.
Not enough. Not nearly.
Starts wailing. Oh my god, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, is that when he headsbutts the fuck out of
He's
him,
like,
man?
say something
That
now.
was-
He starts going like, oh my
Oh
god.
Is this what
my
you
God, he
wanted?
went-
Guns like voice acting in this, where you just hear him
So
going,
good.
and he starts going, it's beautiful. It's cinema.
Yeah,
It's cinema.
Steven Yeun, man, all-time voice acting performance in Invincible. That
I
entire
think
sequence of Mark bashing his head.
This show loves to end their season on just like a mangled face, just getting the shit kicked out of it. It's gone. Mark, Angstrom Levy, Conquest, and I can't wait to see who's next.
Between Angstrom and Conquest, who had the grossest face?
Conquest.
Conquest, man.
Conquest look a little fucked up. Yeah.
Because at least Angstrom was like alive, I guess.
They're both-
Yeah, but you didn't know that at the time. He was pretty fucked up. I don't know. They're both-
Conquest.
Yeah, Conquest looks like a Demigorgon now, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Gross.
fair.
Do
You got a
we
fucked up
fuck with
face.
do we fuck with Cecil's decision or no?
I think this is very clearly like everyone's been defending
defend that
Cecil.
shit.
Like
I'll defend
This
that
was
shit
a-
to my
he
grave,
thinks-
bro. Cecil was right.
No.
I agree on like 90% of things. This is the 10% where like you very clearly see like Cecil messed up, man. Cecil got too big for his britches.
Got too greedy. Got way too
yeah.
greedy.
You know, not yet, obviously. Like he's still locked up. Yeah, he's just
Yeah, I have no
dumb
clue.
decision.
I have no clue
How
what
did-
happened. This can't be.
I don't know what happens.
This can't be a good thing. Like there's the risks outweigh any of the potential gains here.
Dude, in Cecil's head, there could be an army of thousands of conquests on the way, and they don't even know it yet. Like, they don't know shit about the Viltrums or the Viltrum Empire or any of that, because Cecil has been boys with the Omni-Man up until, like, the past few years where, like, all of that shit happened and they fell out. But, like, they don't know shit about the Viltrums. They just know Omni-Man was the most powerful, and then Conquest shows up, and he's way more powerful than Omni-Man.
Hilarious line read when he goes, "You got to be fucking kidding me! This is happening right now." And he's like, "He's telling Sinclair, you need to get these operational." And that's what the Sinclair lines again. The new Sinclair.
He's doing the marks, right? Like he's making reanimated
Yeah.
marks.
And they're making.
Yeah.
Bro, and it's
yeah.
like, dude,
And
if he can get information out of Conquest and then reanimate him, that's a fucking
But
dope.
like, my thing is, why don't you? Just
How's he gonna talk though? That's my thing. That man has no face, no job.
We don't know that though.
And then he tries to say it's smug. He's like, "Yeah, if he moves, even twitches, they'll blow this thing up." I'm like, have you not seen these guys tank explosions? You let this guy
Mark
heal.
took a nuke, bro.
A
To the face.
nuke.
Yeah, he took a move.
fact.
That
No
is
one
crazy.
took a like 400 billion or whatever the hell the money cost a freaking laser from a satellite, which they said was like the most strong, like powerful weapon, and it literally just he walked it off. Like I don't know like what he's cooking here, but Cecil, hey man, this is a fumble. This is a big fumble.
This is bold play.
Looks like a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
So we'll talk post not post credits, but 1 point. Shout out my boy Mark for getting some after this. Still being double cast up.
Double casted up.
What's he even gonna do? He's better man than me. Better. I don't know what he's gonna do.
By the way, just went to a funeral for your best friend.
Oh wait, let's talk about the funeral. Let's talk about the funeral. The funeral is
crazy.
So insane because we've seen good funeral scenes. The Guardians in the first season got a great rainy animated funeral where everything's sad and somber. This one, we got a plain sunny background. They got
just six people in the audience.
We got people stand like this.
Bro, don't even get me started on
bitch, bro.
Don't even get me started on Rudy, bro.
Rudy, fuck Rudy, bro.
That is insane dick riding, bro.
Crazy callback though. Crazy callback to season 2 finale when she calls Rudy Rex. Now we know why. Now we got fun little.
What he did there is the most performative BS since Glinda went to Galinda or Galinda went to BS I've seen in my life.
That's a great fucking point.
Literally just takes his identity entirely now. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess this was also this was foreshadowed. Remember when the alternate reality was seen for Eve?
Mid-funeral is insane though.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like, ew. And then
Eve gets up there, bro, and says, he was my first everything.
He was my first everything. TMI. Listen.
I do fuck with Mark though. Mark was smiling through that whole shit. I don't give a fuck.
No, that is even worse. So Lily, she's bawling tears, and then Mark's just
I don't know. It's not like they weren't friends.
Listen, we are not. Listen, but I get it.
You over there looking like the every day I wake up, I break my arms and legs guy, and now you hear that shit too.
Listen, I get it. If my girl was talking like that, about her ex, I get it. I'd crash out a little bit, but he just died. That's my boy. Who just died? Who just so happens to be the ex?
No, I think it's a testament to Mark and his confidence in himself.
He's
he definitely is that.
We've all been there.
And he won.
Horny at the funeral is insane. This is insane. Horny at the funeral. Come on, man. Dog. And also, did Mark even say anything? I hated that. I wish he went up there and said something.
More people needed to speak. A little bit more emotions for my boy Rex.
All we got was Rudy, bro, saying,
Rudy putting that shit on them. Him and Buster Girl, you see their fits? Their fits were tough. They're doing this. That is the funniest scene. And I didn't, when people were complaining about that on Twitter, I was like, y'all are just so lame. I rewatched it. I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. They got a point. This is a glaring, questionable decision. And then that's when we lead to the sex scene. Gold.
W, by the way.
Yeah. So that kind of starts the first post credit, and none of these are post credit, but the first, ending of Eve's powers clearly not working, turning things to mush. 2 was the Sequids again are teased for the 20th time. Something comes of it. Something comes of it, I swear. 3 was Mark talking to Oliver, basically saying he won't hesitate to kill anything anymore if they threaten his family.
Crazy shit from episode 1.
Little dark, I will be honest. I get that, but that's your little bro. Let's also keep him maintain an image here. Let's
No. After the Invincible War, not after episode 7 and 8. He can say whatever he wants.
Listen, maybe this is the inner Spider-Man. Y'all be horrible heroes. Listen, this is me. This is my perspective. This is a little brother, right? And
personally, I wouldn't have let that happen to me. My
little brother.
I wouldn't even be in this situation.
I don't want him to hear that, even though it's going to be the thing that I do. But you're right to an 11-year-old boy. We should be killing people. No, this boy's gonna take the wrong lessons. No, y'all are L heroes. L heroes.
He's already tasted.
I have a strict code. I have a strict code. I will not break it.
Oh, we didn't talk about. Sorry, so something Sammy just said clicked. When did after Conquest punches Eve through her stomach, he licks his hand?
Oh yeah.
It says delicious.
Yeah, he says some nonsense, but that's dude. Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting.
You call me a warm-up?
While Mark is having his Andrew Gwen Stacy moment, Mark Conquest is fucking licking her blood off of his fists.
Just watching him.
Doesn't he say? When does he say the line? He's nothing.
He says oh, this is why Viltrums are so strong because we don't have this type of distraction. While Mark is mourning his mangled deceased girlfriend.
He tells him to fight. It's better than having like a warm fist of like blood. And I'm like, bro, like, can we chill, dog? Like, you're too much for me right now, man.
That's why Mark's fucking line delivery of him being like, I've seen tomorrow and you don't live till tomorrow. That's why it hits so hard, because Conquest is just savoring the moment of killing Eve.
Bro,
He
Conquest,
also hits him with.
I was going to say, Conquest is coming back eventually. I'm assuming he'll wake up. There's going to be some sort of sequence where he's beating the fuck out of Mark, and he's going to hit him with that same line. It's like, oh, I see the future, Mark. You don't live to see tomorrow.
I feel like the first thing he's going to say is like, this dumbass little jit just left me alive.
You let me live.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, there's no way y'all left me alive. Are y'all serious?
I live.
Dude,
Bitch.
Mark says burn the body, and in my head I'm like, watch him burn the body. Like, make sure he actually does it, because there's no.
How could you burn a Viltrumite body though? That's my thing.
Mark,
Like,
just step on him again. Just step on it. Just step on him. Like, what are we doing? I get
Burn the
what
kill
you-
like Oliver, bro.
Pop that head off a little bit.
Yeah. Like, just shoot him.
He does say. Oh shit! I forgot what I was going to say. It was another Conquest.
Bro, I gotta praise Debbie in the end, bro, because she had that scene where she was comforting Mark in his hospital bed, and she was blaming everything on her. When it's like, Debbie is fucking perfect, bro. Like, nothing has been on her. It's just her being burdened with what Nolan left her.
Shout out Sandro, also a Grey's Anatomy star.
Yeah,
Grey's Anatomy ball knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One star that I
Love
know.
Love
Her and
Sandro.
Patrick Dempsey.
All right,
Yeah,
Cam, run through the post-credit scenes that you did already.
Yeah, so I think I got most of them. And then the last one is an interesting one because it's not from the comics. It's basically Damien Darkblood talking to Bruce Campbell, Demon Boy. Bruce Campbell appearance. I thought this was a Sam Raimi film. Basically saying he found someone on Earth to possess. I assume you assume he's talking about Invincible.
He's talking about Mark.
Probably.
For sure. He's like the
But he could be talking about a whole other like being that. Again, this isn't from the comics, so like I have no idea.
Well, Robert Kirkman
Could be talking about Conquest.
He's pulling it from a storyline where Invincible fights the devil.
Right? Yeah.
So I think we can assume that it's Mark now that he has that dark heart that he's
Also,
talking
shout
about.
out to Damien Darkblood, man. After watching season 1, I love the
man.
like he exudes when he enters a room and it's cold and like everything freezes a little bit. Tough.
Yeah, he's tough.
He did him dirty that season, man. He's like, yo, I gotta pack you up and send you back to hell, bro. And I was like, I was pissed. Man.
Hey, fun fact, ball knowledge for you. We got Bruce Campbell. Damien Darkblood's little notepad actually looks like the Necronomicon from Evil Dead.
Yes, it
because
does.
Robert Kirkman loves Sam Raimi.
Every season in her closet.
Yeah.
Ball knowledge.
Old reference.
And I'm always gonna find a way to correlate this back to Spider-Man 2, but we have J.K. Simmons. Now we have Bruce Campbell. Get Toby in there. Get him in there.
Toby Flag. Toby Flag. And then
low-key, Thomas Hayden Church would kind of cook.
No, yo, Toby,
What does it matter to you anyway?
what does it matter to you anyway? Everything. Nah, but we need.
What'd you say, Matt?
Back. Battle Beast is coming back in that one scene. He's doing the.
Oh yeah,
More hitting the fetal.
hit the Ben Solo.
Forgot about that.
He's back the tank charging, and we're just waiting.
How about those fucking with the sequence?
Yeah.
The sequence. Yeah, they're
Crazy.
coming. They have a good little arc for Mark. So yeah, that's good stuff.
They're like
their
Starro.
battle's fun.
They don't move me anymore. I just really like.
They're
Do we
basically
know when
Starro.
season 4 is coming or no?
Early
They
next year.
said like first half of 2026.
Yeah, I heard they're trying to make it yearly now, right? Like they're on the schedule.
Which is nice.
Instead of making us wait 3 years.
The
For 8
sequids are like
episodes, bro.
the sequids are like the equivalent to like that mummy guy that keeps on reoccurring just to get his ass.
Yes.
I don't remember the mummy guy from the books. Like, so I don't.
Yeah.
I can't remember him from the books, but
Every season, he, like lose. It's the funniest. He never gets to escape. It's
He's just
hilarious.
yearning. He's just up there yearning.
he was in
for a
this
body.
one. What did he do in this season again?
He
did
tried to get a
something.
mark.
The
He
Mark
tried to get a mark.
Oh, he tried to get a
Yeah.
mark. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Just
And then
just
season 1, he gets found out, and then I think like the tomb closes on him.
I love
Yeah.
like the little they're not parodies, but I love like the comparing them to like that's obviously like Khonshu, right? Moon Knight, and then you got like the Lizard League, is,
basically.
like, the
Like
Serpent Society,
this is
and,
the
like,
same thing as like the Boys, where it's like a spin on basically all
Yeah.
MCU and DC.
All the
like,
tropes.
Yeah, all the tropes.
So
and everything, so.
I love that, like, for this universe specifically, I guess right now, like, as far as I know, like, Eve and Mark don't like get like they don't break up, which is like the opposite of what happens in normal comic books, where like they break up MJ and Peter, they break up like Peter and Gwen, or like Batman can have a stable woman. Like this, all these guys have to lose their relationships, and I think for this, it's like it's cool, nice. They don't have like problems like that. It's nice.
Because Mark
I
told
agree.
her that she loves him in the future. She has no choice.
That's evil. She mad. What you mean she don't got a choice? I'm here.
Yeah, see.
I heard that.
All right. Anything else you want to discuss on Invincible, or
Where's it?
Like I said, cast us all. We'd love to be extras. We'd love to use.
Do y'all think Cecil was right by the end of the season with keeping Conquest alive?
No. Not even remote. That's such a bad idea.
It's tough, man. I don't know. I think that might be one where it's like
there's just no good that can come of it.
Yeah,
but Matt did bring up a good point. Like, he doesn't know how there's only 50 pure blood Viltrumites. Even then, that's fucked. We just saw what 18 did. So, like, I get where he's coming from, where it's like, this guy's this strong.
All right.
He'd be a very powerful asset if we can get him on our side. But it's just kind of, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Everyone should rank all the season finales from worst to best, or at least best to best right now. I think everyone should.
Top
it's
five.
Obviously like it's
1,
obviously
3, 2.
either 3, 1, 2, or
I think
1, 3, 2.
I think the emotional
2 is really
1, 3,
good.
2.
1 is
I think
season 1,
2 is very good, but
1, 3, 2.
Nolan and Mark, that just had so much added
Different.
emotion, and then even season 3's finale was just hands for half hour straight.
Literally,
It's
Season 2 is nothing to last.
once you rewatch it and you
Still
hear,
good,
"Oh, yeah, after 500 years," like it just like everything.
It hits every time, man.
It
Every
literally
time.
will devastate you.
Yeah.
And then
Also
the
heavy,
hands that Coleman was throwing, they like Conquest obviously had harder, like hit hard, but like they were,
Dude, you could feel those fists
when
that
Nolan
Mark
was
was
throwing hands, you were like,
I felt helpless.
yeah, it is him by his like pure like just free will, but you're still like, dude, could this guy be possessed? Like, there's just no way he's gonna fucking beat down on his son like this.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark
And
has
then
no
he
chance.
does.
Mark literally has 0 chance, which makes it even scarier. Because like every time he throws a
Like-
punch, he just like stops him and he's like, "Please," and then just throws him around. He does the Man of Steel, the push through the air, and then
that crazy. He said, "I can just make another one."
I will
That
burn
crazy bar.
down before I spend another minute living amongst these.
Fuck, man. But when we see fucking Nolan and Alan again,
Dude, I'm
holy-
so excited for them, man.
I can't wait.
I hope they have like a sick entrance into some fight. I'm
Dude,
so excited for
that's gonna be
them to do
fucking
something.
generational.
Yeah, they're
We gotta, like,
little
we gotta
buddy
do something
cop.
on that night.
I'm throwing some on the grill. I know that.
Let's
No,
all
no, we're throwing some shit on
Matt,
the grill.
Matt,
Bro.
I think you have to run out of theater.
Cookout,
Matt, we're
straight.
to LA. You run out of theater, and we
Oh,
watch.
we need get your motion. to
Rent
get a
out a theater in
Get
Middle
your
Indiana.
Contact Prime Video. Say we're gonna have an event. We gonna get the whole cast there. We gonna watch on the big screen like it deserves to be. That needs to happen.
Middle Indiana.
Okay, we
Who's
can
this
breeze.
now?
We can
I
breeze.
would
Imagine-
sell my soul for that.
Imagine
Invincible
season
Indiana.
4 of Invincible. They release one episode a week in theaters. I'd be there
Oh,
every
we
episode.
would be
man.
there.
Genuinely, I would be there every week.
I would.
That'd be
Yeah,
the
That's
sickest
awesome.
shit ever,
So
but,
this
yeah.
is clip, bro. Put Invincible in movie theaters. We will be there.
All right,
Yeah.
We will be there.
let's wrap that up. It's getting mad late on the East Coast. It's almost 12:30 a.m. But Supes, Sammy, Alex, as always, we appreciate you guys coming on for a yap session. We will certainly have the fellas back for Daredevil if you guys would. I'm assuming we're gonna want to discuss that one in depth as well. So shout out to you guys. Cam, as always, I love you. You are returning to the ReelTok Podcast tomorrow, so I'm excited to record that with you tomorrow. To all of our listeners, I have no idea when this episode is even dropping, so it might be Tuesday, it might be Sunday right now, could be Wednesday right now. I don't know, but thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us to Yap for almost near 3 hours on Invincible.
My line, I had the perfect Vegas line. I said over under 3 hours. And it's literally 2 hours and like 54.
Yeah,
Oh,
when we
backdoor
cut
cover?
out, yeah.
A little
Yeah,
backdoor
it'll-
cover. Just
Backdoor cover.
Backdoor cover. I got over 3. Hold on, backdoor. Wait, I gotta make some stuff. I got a backdoor cover.
Filibustering.
Let's play a game now. We'll get the over. We'll play a game right
He's
now.
filibustering.
No game, but we'll see you all in a year for season 4 when we do this, and hopefully it's just as good as season 2.
We gotta leave them with some. We gotta leave them here with some. Favorite Invincible character as of this moment. Ready? Everyone want to go?
You can't say
Just
more.
one. You can't say
Mark.
himself. You can't say him.
Adam Eve.
Yeah, Adam Eve probably.
Battle Beast. That's my guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying Adam Eve
Nolan.
because she has more screen
Nolan.
time. Conquest was probably my
Supes
favorite.
got Nolan.
Adam Eve reminds me of Danielle. So.
I got
Nolan's
Alan's
kinda
pretty.
sick.
Alan's pretty nice.
I do like Alan.
Duplicate.
This man.
The thing is that, bro, Mark and Oliver think Nolan's dead, and it's like it almost feels Jon Snow-esque, where it's like Jon Snow's lineage, but no one else knows.
Yeah,
And it's like
I love that.
we know there's gonna be a point where like everyone else finds out that like Nolan is probably still alive and Alan is still alive.
Bro, I can't
And
wait for everyone's
That
reaction
shit
when
is
they
going
see
to
it.
hit like crack fucking cocaine when it fucking hits.
We didn't talk about this in
I'm
episode 5.
I need this shit.
In episode 5, quickly before we go, what's the guy's name that can duplicate in jail? What's his name?
Multi-ball.
Duplapol.
Duplapol. Yeah, that guy.
Oh,
When he
get outta here, you
multiplies
non-Baltimore.
himself. Shut up. When he
Oh, yeah.
multiplies
To
himself
burst
to
out, that's
break out
fun.
of the jail cell,
Oh,
that was
dude, that was-
disgusting.
I call him
that's
Duplapol on
fun.
purpose just because
But,
everyone's
all right.
like,
That's it. Thank you all for
Smash
tuning
the
in to
over.
Real Talk.
Smash the
We're-
over.
no, we
I'm
need the
ending
over.
the
We need the
recording.
over.
We're not going. I'm not sitting here for the 4 minutes just for that over. Plus, we're cutting out a little bit. But thank you all for
Shirt off. He's
joining.
going.
Did he?
What the
All right,
dog
we'll
doing?
see you all on the next
the
episode
dog
of the
doing?
Real Talk Podcast.
Seance dog reference. Cole.